Marilyn Fleming and Terry Flynn are both in their 50s and have busy full-time jobs as an accountant and construction engineer. But 2 years ago, this golden age couple took the plunge to make a new life for themselves. It would start with one of the biggest renovation projects I had ever come across. I mean, what made you take on something like that?
It's got a lot of character, you know, and it's the area as well. I fell in love with it straight away, you know, definitely.
What's the dream for you here?
To get away from all the hustle and bustle, really.
It's going to be a family home, you know, where the family can be here with us and there's enough room for all of us.
The couple threw themselves into their build with total abandon.
Woo! That was cool.
Living in a tiny caravan on site, they got straight to work repairing the 200-year-old farmhouse.
It'll be heavy. Ooh, you bugger! It is. Hand fire. Get it up.
Despite not having any previous experience, Marilyn proved herself a courageous and capable labourer.
It absolutely terrified me because part of the roof was derelict and it was all caved in and you couldn't really see any way of getting up there to get them down. It frightened me. I used to wake up in the night, I had nightmares. I used to wake him up and say, how will we get the roof? And he's saying, it's a doddle, man. We're going.
We're going. We're going.
The couple were determined to restore this house using traditional methods and techniques, doing everything by hand, even though this took a lot longer.
I want to be in, I want to move in. But it's just grit, you know, guts and determination, that's what keeps you going.
They even worked through severe weather conditions, experiencing the worst storm to hit the area in over 40 years.
I had 16 tonne of sand at the front, and it's washed the whole lot away.
We've got no sand left.
No sand left, it's all gone.
All the rainwater falling on the hills at the back, it's coming straight down your building, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you're going to have to do a lot of groundwork around the back to protect that.
That's right, yeah.
We've got this mess, we've got everything, but I tell you what, I've never been so happy in my life.
I can't believe how you're still in such good spirits.
Well, I mean, we sat yesterday and we just looked at each other and started laughing, and we said if we didn't, you just crack up, you would cry, you know, you've just got to get on with it.
Terry and Marilyn have 8 grandchildren between them, and part of their dream was to have a house big enough so that everyone could stay.
The kids can come around, they can be here more, they can stay over, there's plenty of room for them.
And you've got no fear of them getting knocked over by traffic. You got your freedom here as well, you know, you've only got the sheep.
But family visits would be few and far between. Until the house was built, Terry and Marilyn would be left working alone.
It is a great wrench. I mean, you know, I really, really miss them. No. I try not to show it, and I try to hide it, to be honest. And, like, sort of, you know, but I do. I miss the Burns lot.
When I first met Terry and Marilyn, I thought they were incredibly brave to do such a massive building project in this remote location. And I was worried that they'd also taken on an epic challenge at a time when most people their age would be thinking about retirement. Now, it's been over a year since I last saw them, but knowing how hard these two grafted, I'm sure I'm in for a pleasant surprise. What a difference!
Yeah.
What a difference. The last time I was here, they'd barely finished one room. They've now completed 2 bedrooms and a fantastic living room downstairs. But there's one part of the house still missing.
We're about to commence work on the basil.
So the basil's not done yet?
No, we have started, but it is a big job, it's a special job. The basil is special.
Come on, let's go and have a look. Attached to the cottage is a 16th century fortified farmhouse called a basil. Terry and Marilyn want to convert this into their kitchen and dining room. But turning this ruin into the heart of their new home is an epic building project all on its own. God, it's like going back in time in here, isn't it? It's a different world. Wow.
To be quite honest, this is what sold me on the property. Because I stood on that ledge up there where the door is, and I looked down here and I said to him, this is my kitchen, I can see it. I can see units there and I can see an auger there and I can see this here and I think, yes, that's what it's going to be like. I can see it, yes.
And can you still see it now? Is the dream still there?
Mm-hmm.
Marilyn must have incredible vision. All I can see is a building ready to collapse. Look at that crack in that wall. Yeah. I mean, that's frightening.
It's exciting.
I say frightening, you say exciting.
It is. It's amazing.
I can't believe you're taking this on. I mean, most people, when they've got a finished house on the other side of that door, we're sitting there with a cup of tea and go, oh, bugger the Basil.
No.
I'll
No,
I'll leave it a year or two and do it then.
No, you've got to carry on. If you stop, you'll never do it.
You'll never continue.
Honestly, you would just say, no.
Rebuilding the medieval Basil walls is a gruelling conservation project that will take months of hard work. Terry and Marilyn are the most extraordinary self-builders I've ever come across. But turning this into the heart of their new home has to be their biggest challenge yet. Terry Flynn and Marilyn Fleming have spent the last 2 years renovating a derelict cottage in the heart of Northumberland. Now in their 3rd year, they're embarking on the most ambitious part of their build, creating a spectacular kitchen and dining room in the 16th century Basil next door. This is the oldest and best part of the building, isn't it?
It's the most interesting.
There's more history in this one.
Much more history, isn't it?
There really is. There's a lot of nice, beautiful features in here.
You two, you love the history part of buildings anyway. It's one of the reasons why you fell in love with the whole project. With this bit, it's super special.
You have to be so gentle. It's one stone at a time.
You're not even just builders. It's like being a sort of medieval stonemason, isn't it? In some ways, like being a master craftsman. You're just slowly, very gently, very patiently.
Yeah, each piece.
Just piecing this building back together again, bit by bit by bit.
Next door, people thought we grafted hard, and it was hard work. It's nothing to what this section is.
This couple are passionate about this building's history. What they're doing is taking on the restoration and conservation of what is essentially a poor man's castle. This fortified farmhouse is absolutely unique to this area. You've got to ask yourself why it was built. Well, in the 16th century, the English farmers had to protect their cattle from the Scottish cattle rustlers on the other side of the border. They'd cross over Hadrian's Wall and steal all of the English animals. That's why this building is so strong and so robust. At the end of each day, the farmer would go out into the fields, herd up all of his cattle, and actually bring them inside of the building on the ground floor. Now here where you can see this new window, this used to be a door, and it's incredibly low. This wasn't the door for humans. This was to literally push the cows and the sheep inside the building to keep them protected and warm. Now you imagine the ground floor of this building being absolutely packed with farm animals. The smells would be unbearable. So openings like this weren't about getting natural light into the building. They were just purely for ventilation. Now what's great about this building is that on the first floor, the farmer would live up there with his family. That is his front door. So at night he'd pull a ladder in and protect himself as well as the animals. This building is purely about protection. Restoring a medieval ruin is far more challenging than creating a new build from scratch. Just to secure these ancient walls is a massive structural engineering job. Not only this, but because of its remote location, no one will deliver materials to the site itself. Instead, Marilyn and Terry face a 2-mile round trip to bring everything they need back to the house.
I'm going to shift some blocks and some materials from the bottom up to the top, just so we can carry on. It's the first time we've been able to get on for a while. It's a bit bumpy, this bit.
How we're working this, will I get on and you hand them on?
Correct. God, you should be on mastermind, I think.
Nah, shut up.
Working together for 2 years, they've become quite a team.
You're slow for a young girl.
Doing me best.
Once a week, they make the trip, loading and unloading by hand, all of which slows them down.
Come on then, you're not ready. Well, here I am. You're a slave driver, you.
But getting materials to the site is only the first problem this couple face. As they both have full-time jobs, they can only concentrate on the build during weekends and evenings. Marilyn has become adept at dividing up her roles.
My day job really is all mental. It's mental exhaustion, to be quite honest. Very, very stressful and very tiring mentally. So when we get home at nights and we actually do work on the house, it's very relaxing, believe it or not. You do tend to unwind a little bit because it's physical. It's a different tiredness and it does tend to de-stress you.
After working an 8-hour day as an accountant, she comes home to start work as a labourer. Her first job is to make a traditional lime mix mortar, which they'll use to repair the stone walls inside. Having already completed one house, Marilyn has become a bit of an expert.
Put this off the moment. I'll just test the mix and see how it is, how it feels. It's just a bit wet. Because of the stones and everything being so big, you've got to have quite a dryish mix when you put it in. Not bone dry, but just a little bit more texture than that than it has.
Hello.
How's your day been?
Not that good.
Not that good?
No.
Oh, a bit like mine then.
Aye.
Well, I've got a mix sorted for you. Don't put, I've got some ready there.
Hey, that'll do.
That's too wet now.
It's not, man, it's lovely.
You've got
Do you
to
want to
have,
fight?
I'm telling you.
Do you want to fight?
Listen,
Just get it in the bottle.
it's got to be
Just get it in the
a
bottle.
stiffer mix.
I'll play it.
Oh well. Well, it's all run out on the floor tomorrow. Be your fault.
It'll be my fault.
This building has stood here for hundreds of years, and over time the foundation stones have shifted, causing the walls to collapse in on themselves.
You see how it's bellied right out and it's moved, so we've got to push it back to get it back in its position.
It's dangerous work. Taking out the wrong stone could bring 20 tons down on top of him. And that's not the only peril he faces.
See, that mix is too soft. It'll just run off.
It'll not run off at all. Too many clock works here.
Just there. You haven't got a joint.
You're a funny one. A bit of a slave driver.
Rebuilding the walls is a massive job, and one that the couple have to keep up night after night.
I'll tell you what, she's only a little woman, but God, you know, there's a lot of big women wouldn't, a lot of men wouldn't even do what she's done, to be honest with you.
With only tiny sections rebuilt every evening, it's a job that goes on for months. Hopehead Cottage lies in a far-flung and rugged part of Northumberland. When they first bought it, both Marilyn and Terry were worried that their family would find it a difficult place to visit. The last thing they expected was Marilyn's son Pete, together with his wife Jane, son Ryan, and daughters Tegan and Amy, moving to the area. Pete.
Hi.
How you doing, mate? What are you doing in here?
Hi. Cooking, mate.
Grafting hard.
Yeah, hopefully.
So what made you move up here then?
Better quality of life for the kids, better schooling. We actually spent a fair time walking around Whitley Bay on a night time and looking at the kids just hanging around doing nothing, you know, and getting into trouble. And I just didn't want my kids to do that. I wanted a better quality of life for them.
They must love having grandma's place on the doorstep as well. All that land, a lovely big house.
It's grandma's place, and we've got a lot of friends. The horse riding and Amy with her ferrets.
Amy with ferrets?
Yeah. Just countryside, it's just unbelievable. It's so much better than being in a town.
And a happy family as well, for the sounds
very
of it.
happy family, yeah.
Do you think this has made you closer to your mum as well?
I've been closer to my mum in the past 2 years than I ever have been in my life. If we still lived in Whitley Bay, then I really do not think me and my mum would have been in touch. We would have drifted apart. Now it's where family should be. We're there for each other. Just the way it is.
Pete's two girls, Amy and Tegan, have totally fallen for country living. So what's it like living up here then?
It's nice and you get a lot of fresh air and everything. You can just go outside and you don't have to see the road.
You don't have to see any roads? That's brilliant, isn't it?
You don't hear any cars going past.
And do you like Grandma's new house?
It's changed loads now.
It's done loads, hasn't it? It looks much better. I mean, it was a wreck before. Now, if Grandma said that you had to go back to Whitley Bay tomorrow, what would you say to her?
I'd say no. I'd pitch a tent and just stay here. I would. I'd live in a tent. I would just stay here. I would live with the sheep if I had to.
And having family around means there's more help to push the build on.
Peter, my son's come along, and he's just going to give Terry a hand to do some of the heavier work.
Watch it. Come up as often as I can. Well, work commitments and that, it's not as often as I would like, but it's just whenever I can, you know, when I've got a spare few minutes.
Bringing the old Basel back to life has got Marilyn thinking about the future.
I'm looking through some photographs that I want to put in a time capsule to put into the Basel in the wall. Can't show them how it was built originally, but what I can try and do is to show them how we have built it and what we've done to make it into a home. I would imagine if they look at the photographs and things and see the condition of the house when we started, I think just like everyone else has thought, they will probably think the same. We're mad. We're going to put a letter in and some of the little bits and pieces that, you know, that we can think. What I've written is, my name is Marilyn Fleming and my partner's name is Terry Flynn, and it has taken us 2 years to complete the main house. We are just starting work on the Basel. Terry and I started the renovation in 2004 at the age of 51 years. We're actually going to put it up here in the wall. There's a natural space there which we think it'll just fit in there nicely, and that's where it's going to go.
Autumn turns to winter. Over the long dark nights, Terry and Marilyn continue to work inside the Basel, rebuilding the ancient walls. But the bad weather is slowing things down.
It's been snowing and that, so to be honest, we haven't been able to get on as well as what we should be, because obviously it's all been about 8 degrees below. Couldn't use any mortar because it would just freeze, and we'll just be back to square one again, so we couldn't do much.
Marilyn especially is becoming disheartened with their lack of progress.
You just don't feel as though you're moving on. You don't feel as though there's any change, you're getting anywhere. You're just working and working and working, and there's nothing to see. Just the same wall. Gets you down a little bit after a while. You think you've worked for so many weeks and there's no change.
Every time I come here, I'm just amazed at how remote but tranquil this place can actually be. This is the furthest most point in England before you hit that Scottish border, and I think it's stunningly beautiful. Morning. How you doing?
I'm fine.
Working
yes,
hard
how
as
are you?
ever. Hi, Terry, mate. How's things?
All right.
So how's it going? It looks bloody brilliant.
Good.
You've got the floor joists in.
Yeah.
Racing along.
And all this wall looks fantastic, and you've completely rebuilt it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a section at a time. You know, just a...
A little bit at a time.
So what's the next job then? What are you doing now?
Well, we're putting in windows. If you want, you can give a hand.
I've put in windows before, but never like this.
There's a bit to knock off that side.
If I chip away straight on that edge,
Yeah, you should get that off.
there isn't a power tool in sight. I love the fact that Terry and Marilyn respect this building so much that they're doing everything by hand, using the simplest tools like a hammer and chisel. See that bit out there? Oh no, it's not too bad actually.
It's not too bad at all. There you go. Spot
Level
on.
as well.
Yeah.
Brilliant, man. I think it better than that. They show me upstairs where they've uncovered a piece of the building's history. See, this is the original chimney breast for the fire that's sat here, and then you found that behind, which is like a... it looks like sort of an
It's
old
like an oven, isn't
brick
it?
oven or something,
yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah.
It is, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of character. There's a lot more character than what it has next door. You're taking bits off and you're finding bits, you know.
But the great thing about this part of the building is it's the oldest part.
That's
It
right.
is.
You know, 16th century.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's why you're just finding all these fantastic things,
That's
isn't
right,
it?
yeah.
Are you starting to feel knackered by all of this?
Very much so.
Oh, yeah.
If I knock myself, I feel it.
Yeah.
Where before I would brush it off.
It's hard. It's getting its toll now, you know what I mean? I'm a bit like her, aches and pains and all.
After 2 years of hard graft, I'm not surprised it's taken its toll, to be honest. The disadvantage of using traditional techniques to restore this medieval building is that even the smallest job takes time, which means this project still has a long way to go. Terry Flynn and Marilyn Fleming are both in their 50s. 3 years ago, they took the plunge to live together while restoring a 16th century property in the beautiful Northern Pennines. They've been working on turning the old fortified farmhouse into a massive kitchen and dining area. But for the last 6 months, they've spent all their time rebuilding the walls. Morning. So how's it going in here, Marilyn?
Quite
good.
Quite well, really.
Finished all the repointing.
Yeah,
which is
that.
brilliant. And this, oh, this looks good.
Yeah, we built the piers up.
That's
We
fantastic,
needed.
actually. I mean, this looks like it's been here for hundreds of years. Like a little stonemason.
I think it took that long for Terry to build it.
But it looks fantastic, doesn't it? It's all really in keeping with all the other old stonework that you've got
Yeah.
around here, really.
Yeah.
And what's it going to be like in here when the family turn up
Oh.
and sit around that dining table
Yeah.
and you're cooking at the Arga Christmas?
Oh, ruckus, I would think. I think it would be absolutely amazing. Yeah, you know, we'll get everybody up. It'll be brilliant. That is the dream. You know, that's what this is. This is the heart of the house. You know, and well, you know, we'll get there eventually. We just have to keep plugging away, plugging away.
While Marilyn dreams of family get-togethers, Terry is content to be leaving city life behind. Did you ever imagine that you'd live in the countryside in a place like this?
Never. Never ever. But I said I fell in love with it when I first seen it, like, you know. It's going back to when I was a kid, like, you know what I mean? I used to go out and I used to go bird watching and things like that, you know. And then we've got the horses and we've got the animals and we've got the geese and they're all like pets to her, they're all, you know. Yeah. I've seen me out in the middle of the night, you know, trying to find out where they all are because she's allowed to go and find them, you know.
It's going to be a pretty good new life in when that house is finished.
Yeah, oh, it is a good life. It'll be lovely when it's finished.
After the long, cold winter, the weather changes, and the couple find they've the perfect opportunity to start work on the roof earlier than anticipated.
I'm pleased that the weather's so good today. I think we've been extremely lucky. We thought, well, Easter weekend, normally we have snow, or we have had snow, to be quite honest.
Out of the way, please.
This is far too big a job for Terry and Marilyn on their own, so a team has been assembled to speed things up, which includes Marilyn's son, Pete.
We'll call him Fairweather, that's his nickname, because as soon as there's bad weather or there's rain, Pete's down tools and disappears. So I'm really, really pleased about the weather this weekend because Fairweather's here doing some work.
Also helping out today is Pete's son, Ryan. And Marilyn's recruited David from her office.
There you go.
I heard about the work that she was doing here, and I offered a few times to come along and give her some help, but she took me up on the offer, and I think I'm paying the price now.
Heads!
With the old roof stripped, the troops head down the mile-long track to pick up the timbers needed to support the new roof.
That was brilliant. These here are to make the A-frames, the trusses and the roof. Hopefully the truck will take them. Now, these are seriously heavy.
Each beam weighs 1/4 of a ton, but Marilyn is first in line to heave it onto the van.
If these roll off, you're going to be in bother. Take your time. Your mother's hanging on.
It's like something out of Indiana Jones.
Marilyn might be a grandmother, but she's as tough as any of the men she's with, if not tougher.
I'm hanging on to them here. They're bloody slipping off, man. Hurry up. Well, they're away, they're away, they're away. We should have put the back up.
I can't even move that.
He's a skinny little thing, but he's got a bit of strength behind him.
You're right.
Now you hold them there, it'll get round the corner. Aye?
It's like Britain's strongest man, this.
Whoa, whoa. Hang on, Dave's chucking it back on.
David's desperate to impress the mighty Marilyn.
Go, Peter. This is the bugger. Whoa.
Whoa, whoa.
We're on the floor.
But this is dangerous, and sensibly they get a neighbour to tie the load down. With minimal precautions in place, they can carry on.
That's it. Yeah. Well, you want a bit of excitement, Dave?
Yeah. My back's killing it. I actually thought we were going to die at one point there.
Why?
Just all that weight. I thought I never said nothing. No, just kept it to myself.
The following day, the team reassemble for the next Herculean challenge.
You've got 3 bits of trusses to get up. One for the other side, one for this side, and one for the middle.
Right.
Right. So we're going to do that one first.
They have to get heavy timbers from the ground to the top of the basel. Most builders would use a crane to hoist 1/4-ton beams into position, but the location here makes that impossible.
Take your time.
Luckily, the sun is shining, so Peter's turned up yet again to give his mum a hand.
You're pulling it in, aye?
Aye.
Without any professional safety equipment, all they're using to get the timbers up to the roof is a thin bit of rope, a tiny pulley, and buckets of brute strength.
3. Whoa!
Whoa.
Whoa!
With all the wood in position, the A-frame is slotted together and tightened. This is exactly how buildings would have been made hundreds of years ago.
Help you pull it.
After 2 days working on the roof, everyone is beginning to feel the strain.
Pull.
A bit more. Come on. Yes!
It's up.
Don't let go.
One A-frame is secured, but there's another to fit.
Moving on, my lovely point, and pull the bits.
With little room to manoeuvre, they have to dismantle sections of the wall that took them months to rebuild.
Bloody hell. God, this is heavy.
It takes all day to put up the trusses.
End of another wonderful day.
Eventually, the team can call it a night.
Terry and I have sort of been on our own for quite some time now, but lo and behold, you know, Robin Hood's men all turned up, and you know, the happy band of helpers, so it was absolutely amazing. We wouldn't have coped on our own, no way. Well, I've got to get this bit out so that I can loosen this piece out. Once this is away,
Oh, God, look
slate
at
again, see?
Morning.
Oh, George.
How are you doing?
George.
Look at you two grafting away.
Hello.
It's non-stop, isn't it?
It is.
The roof's off.
Roof's off, yes.
At last.
Yes.
But most people looking at this now would just think this is carnage. It's an absolute wreck. But the amount of work that you've done to get it to this stage, it's just a hurdle every day, isn't it? And then these new timbers that you've put in, I mean, they're absolutely massive.
Yeah.
I like
mean,
the
to
colour.
think that you've lifted those in with your hands, with your own bare hands. So when's this roof going to be finished then, mate?
I think about 3 weeks we should have it done.
3 weeks? That's quick, though.
Yeah.
Well, I think you're going to need an extra pair of hands, mate. Do you want a hand with some things?
Yeah, we can
She's
start
gonna-
putting these little things up here.
And how much does this weigh?
Pound or two.
A pound or two.
A couple of bags of sugar. Where we going?
I don't know. You're directing me now, come on.
wrong.
This is mega heavy, honestly. I mean, unbelievably heavy. Just over the top of that scaffold pull, Terry. Whoa, I haven't got it. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Hang on. Watch your fingers, George.
You want it in there? Yep. You think on a new house,
Under here.
a purlin like this, which would run across the top of the trusses, would be about half the width of this timber. Because on modern houses, it's like, the roofs are like toothpicks.
Well,
On
that's
this,
good.
it's a big, chunky, robust building. And they're going for big, strong, heavy timbers. Get in there! These two up
Put a
here
nail
every
in,
day,
put it in place
doing
on the
most of this on their own. It's just unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable.
Not stopping.
No, that's all right. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Wedged.
Over the next few weeks, Terry and Marilyn continued to work round the clock to push the build on as fast as they can. The priority is to get it watertight, so they start to glaze the windows.
I don't think I've got enough on, have I? It's not as easy as it looks. If I just get it there and then you can just tidy it up, will that be all right? Because I've done the hard work. Got company.
Here's the bins.
There you go. You need all that up for me. Like that in your hands. Squeeze it, you know, like you do plasticine.
Are you using this wheelbarrow?
No, you can use the
Let's stick them in here then.
Visits from the grandchildren are a strong reminder of why they're building this home.
You're doing a superb job.
Oh, you're doing well there, Ryan. Well, I'll be wanting my lunch soon, so I'll probably finish this window off and then I'll set to and organise them some dinner.
With the build now well on its way, Marilyn and Terry can start thinking about their future life together in this breathtaking location.
What's the name of the catcher?
Eh?
What's the name?
Oyster catcher.
Ah, hear him? Mm-hmm. I must be close because he's making a lot of noise.
Sat on those stones just up there, look.
Ah, I see him. Ah, there's one over there as well on the top there.
All right. So peaceful, isn't it? Just the birds. It's lovely.
The stream.
The stream babbling along.
They own over 2 acres of land surrounding the house, all of which needs landscaping, and the couple have big plans for all of it.
This paddock, how we're going to get that clear? I mean, all this grass.
I tell you what we'll do. We'll get a couple of pigs, put them in, that would sort it out.
I suppose it would. It would turn. But then what would do with the pigs when it was all turned over?
Well, you can eat them.
Oh, you can't do that. That's cruel. No.
Well,
No.
well
We'd need to get these walls built up first, though, wouldn't we?
yes.
Otherwise, it'd be running riot.
I was letting them go down the bottom.
Well, no, because I would like that. Try and get that filled, a bit of a pond.
Oh, you want it as a
Eventually.
pond?
Aye, I think it would be a good feature.
All right. Oh, well, some place for your ducks to go to, I guess.
Aye.
Oh, well.
But the grounds will have to wait till the basil is finished. The next mammoth job on Terry and Marilyn's list is retiling the new roof. Because it's a listed building, they have to use authentic stone, which means more back-breaking work.
This pile here are the stones that are quite light. I mean, they are still heavy, but they're lighter than the heavy ones, which we've put down here. They do look the same, but when you actually feel the weight, oh, I mean, I can barely lift that one. And the more that you lift, the worse it becomes.
With the help of Terry's son Robbie, they have to raise the tiles up to the roof, one by one.
I've been pulling that by myself. You lying tinker.
Once they're up, Terry and Marilyn carefully juggle them into position.
Fingers. Ooh, that hurt.
I know, hurt me as well because I jammed mine.
You just say that to make me feel better.
I don't.
They have to drill individual holes through each of the tiles before hammering them down into the battens beneath. The biggest pressure they face is getting the roof retiled before the bad weather sets in. And in this part of the world, that can happen at a moment's notice.
We had to come inside because it started to rain. It was quite heavy. It's a little bit dangerous because it does get slippy on the boards as well as on the metal of the scaffolding.
If only they could finish off the roof, the last of the heavy grind would be over. But with full-time jobs, they've only the weekend to do the bulk of the work.
If it rains Saturday and Sunday, it knocks you back a week because you only put a few hours at the night time in it before it gets dark or whatever, you know.
It's not just the weather that's getting them down. The damage left by the new trusses going in means they have to rebuild these walls for a second time.
It feels like an endless task. I feel like I've been doing this forever. It's just constant, you know, all of the time. It's just a battle.
Sometimes it's the smallest things that can tip you over the edge.
This has been a lot of hard, heavy work. Maybe at times I try and do things that really I shouldn't because I'm not capable, but Terry hasn't got anybody else, so... He likes to think I'm Superwoman, but I'm not.
You know, it was always my dream to do something like this. And I didn't imagine that it would take as much as what it has. You come home from work, do a little bit for a few hours, and then you're working every weekend. It does take a toll a little bit.
With all they've been through, I'm not surprised Terry and Marilyn are running out of steam. But knowing this couple as I do, I can't believe they'll stay down for long.
When I first met Terry and Marilyn, I was amazed by their courage and vision to turn such a derelict ruin into a family home. Now, after they completed the main part of the house last year, they then set to work on the fantastic 600-year-old Basel next door. Restoring this historic gem with their bare hands and the most primitive of tools was one of the most incredible challenges I've ever seen. I just hope Terry and Marilyn think it's all been worth it.
Over the last 3 years, Terry and Marilyn have successfully transformed what was literally a ruin into a stunning 4-bedroom house. They've lovingly restored the building's country cottage feel, but also put in modern-day luxuries like the ensuite bathrooms. Downstairs, they have a fantastic living room with plenty of old-world charm. But for Marilyn, the most important part of the project was creating a kitchen and dining room inside the 16th century Basel.
That's great. You've got everybody here.
Yes.
The whole family here. Hiya.
Well,
How you
most
doing?
of them.
This is what you'd always wanted, though, wasn't it? All the family around the table.
Seeing it like this now, you can see an end. I mean, there's still work to be done upstairs, and we've still got quite a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
But at least we can see, you know, an end.
I know, but the dream for you was to have a fantastic kitchen in the Basel, which was the best part of the building for you as well.
Yes.
And you always said all the family sitting around the table all together. It's great. And Terry, I can see pride of place.
Oh, of course.
The wine rack.
I had to be.
Look at all this.
Yeah, that was a special
top of the
request,
list.
having actually a
Right
wine
at the top
rack.
of the list.
So,
Well, I'll tell you what, after all the work you've done, I think you deserve a drink, mate, after all that, because it's absolutely fantastic in here. You must be thrilled to bits.
we are. Yeah, absolutely.
What do you think of it then, girls? What do you reckon?
Looks dead posh.
It's brilliant, isn't it?
It's a lot better than it was.
Above the kitchen and what will eventually become a more formal dining room, Terry and Marilyn have painstakingly brought this historic building back to life. By using materials which complement the original features, means the Basel's unique character will be preserved for generations to come.
Although it's the smallest window in the whole of the building, that is my favourite because
It's lovely, isn't
It's
it?
just got so much character to it.
It's like the old castles, really, in some ways. I mean, obviously it's a fortified farmhouse, but the fact that you've got the sort of very angular walls coming into the small window, so the small amount of light bounces out
Yeah.
quite a lot. And you see the thickness of these walls. I mean, look at them, 2.5, 3 foot thick. Unbelievable. And you've rescued a piece of British heritage. Yeah. In my book, that's worth everything.
Terry and Marilyn have undergone a massive life-changing experience and can now look forward to many years together in this remote and beautiful location.
We fell in love with the place, we fell in love with the area, the house. We didn't really see, I don't think, what it was that we were taking on, you know, and once we started, well...
No, it just didn't stop. We just had to keep on going.
You took this project on your own, but gradually the family have got involved, haven't they?
I thought it was brilliant, great. And I'll put their little bit into it and put their mark on it and all.
That's great, isn't
so
it?
they really, really enjoy it, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love the fact that it's really become a sort of a
Family build.
building project. It's fantastic, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I mean, even the grandparents, you know, they come along and, you know, they're carrying the stones and they're sweeping the floor and everybody chips in.
It's a dream come true for you both, really, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Nothing can compare with what we've got here.
Yeah.
I've absolutely loved watching Terry and Marilyn bring this building back to life. It's made me realise that no matter how difficult the conditions or how physically grinding the work, some people will stop at nothing to make their dreams come true. Terry and Marilyn are incredible. OK, they aren't there yet, but it doesn't matter. This is the project of a lifetime, and some dreams just take a little longer to build than others.
Historic houses, both humble and grand, have all played their part in the story of our nation. But today, many are at risk, and some in danger of being lost forever. I'm going to be following the fortunes of 6 properties, all facing their own struggle for survival.
Oh, look, you can see the round.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like walking into a kind of Tudor fantasy.
This is not quite what I was expecting.
And they all have new owners, committed to turning them into their dream home.
It's a bit like a sort of little old lady waiting for a facelift, and we're coming in to make her better.
I never ever thought I would do a project like this in my life before.
I have spent years restoring derelict old properties, and having poured everything into trying to create my perfect family home, I know what a challenge it is to rescue a precious old building.
There's a lot riding on it, and it's scary times.
You know, we love it, we want to finish it, but sometimes it just feels like too much.
It's Restoration Home. One of the great pleasures in life is a day out in the countryside, but what adds to our enjoyment is the buildings. ramshackle farmhouses and barns, places that have served the land for centuries. All appear unremarkable, but each has their own story. We found one such house, but one that's in trouble. It's called Coldbrook Farm, and it's in Monmouthshire, South Wales. On the outside, it looks like the kind of rundown farmhouse you could pass 1,000 times and never give a second glance. But inside are clues that there could be more to Coldbrook than meets the eye. In the kitchen, there's some Tudor timberwork that was enough back in 1952 to get the place a Grade 2 listing. Since then, the house has gone largely unnoticed, as it slipped slowly into a state of disrepair. But even though Coldbrook Farm may be unkempt, it's never been unloved. For the last 12 years, Kim Harris and Bill Parry have used it as their weekend home, a tumble-down country retreat for them and the family.
Would you like to see it again, a cow being born?
Yeah.
Now, would you?
That's so disgusting.
So disgusting.
During the week, Kim, Bill and the 3 children, Louis, Finn and Betty, live in London. Kim is a sales director for a publishing company, while Bill is an insurance loss adjuster in the city.
Come on then, who's the sheepdog?
But Bill grew up right here, in fact, on the farm next door. And now he wants to make this their full-time home.
I think it's always been a goal of mine to settle down with my family back here in Wales, and I've lived in London long enough now, and I feel, especially with the kids are getting older, schooling, and I just want the kids to be able to run around in the fields. And I feel as though I'm coming home. This is the family farm. My father's still here. My uncle's farm is up there. Another uncle's farm is there. I feel coming back to where I belong. Where are they going? We don't want them going in the house, do we?
Right now, it seems that some of his dad's sheep have got into the wrong field.
You got them, Finny? Woof!
Bill's dad bought this farm 30 years ago to merge it with his own. The house just came with the land. Then, 12 years ago, Bill bought it off his dad for £200,000, because even then, he'd started thinking about coming home.
You guys were the best sheepdogs ever.
But for Kim and Bill, there's more to Coldbrook Farm than just a new home in the country. It's also a mystery they want to solve. For years, they've been picking curiously at the plain 20th century walls to see what lay beneath.
This room looked very different, completely different. It was all shiny white concrete walls, and there was a 1960s little gas fire there. So none of this stone or anything was exposed. All these beams were covered up.
Then, 5 years ago, Bill decided to rip the whole kitchen off the wall to find out what was behind it. And that's when they began to realise just how special their house might be.
Now, if you look over here, this is what we first uncovered here, what I think is a beautiful bread oven. This was all full of rubble, basically, and so we took all the rubble out, and then we found out that all of these beams go across here, and therefore we've realised that this is the original front door. This was all covered up here I think, basically plastered over. So we uncovered that and found this marvellous big old stone lintel here, and obviously this fantastic fireplace.
Those first discoveries got Bill and Kim thinking. They knew Coldbrook needed major repairs and modernisation, but they also knew that they wanted to make the most of the building's wonderful historic features. So the project and the cost just grew.
The projected budget for the whole restoration project here is about 350,000, which is obviously a lot of money for us. But fortunately, when we met each other in London, we were of advanced age and we both had property in London. which means that we can sell one of those properties or both to fund the project here. So that's worked out quite nicely in our favour.
With no experience of restoration, building or even DIY, Bill and Kim knew they needed help and soon settled on local architects Martin Hall and his partner and wife, Kelly Bednarczyk. Their challenge was to come up with a design that would combine historic character and rural charm with sophisticated style and modern comforts. What they came up with was no less than Kim and Bill's dream home. The idea that clinched it was to reopen the original front door so that the massive barn that was later built on that side could be converted into a huge kitchen with a mezzanine family room. Then the old kitchen can be the dining room and the pantry becomes a study. In the living room, modern design will be at the fore with an exposed wooden spiral staircase connecting the first floor, where there's space for 3 bedrooms and a big family bathroom. Above is the attic, and the plan is to open that up as the master bedroom, and a guest bedroom too, both en suite.
I never ever thought I would do a project like this in my life before, and it is very, very exciting. You do get nervous with it and wondering what you've taken on and should you be doing it. But I think if you have nerves, it means you're excited.
So with the finances organised, the plans approved, and the house cleared out, work can really get going. The builders have got until the middle of October to finish the whole project. And one of the first things is to sort out the old kitchen wall. The huge stone lintel over the fireplace has a dangerous crack, and to make it safe they're going to brace the stone with a steel beam bonded to the back. The historic timberwork is being powder blasted to strip off centuries of paint and grime. While up on the roof, all the tiles have been removed so that the 16th century roof structure can be repaired. With Bill and Kim away in London every week, the project is being managed by the architects, led by Martin Hall.
We're at the point where the sort of the skeleton of the building is at its most revealed, and it's a rare opportunity to see any building in this state, particularly such an old building.
A few weeks on, and I've come to catch up on progress. Approaching Coldbrook, it's easy to forget there's more to this place than the average farm. Oh, this room. That is, until you go inside. I've never seen beams like this.
We've been told that in the 16th century, when we believe these beams were installed, that it would have taken one man 1 year to carve the whole beam.
What is this room? Was this used for something?
Yeah.
You know, to put beams in that took 1 year to build, and all of these doors.
The average farmer wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have thought in the 16th century. So why does it have such an ornate room like this one?
Bill and Kim are planning to add some very extravagant woodwork of their own in the new staircase that will be going from the living room all the way up to the attic.
The original staircase sort of came up here and went up like that, and we're going to have the new one is this carved oak sort of spiral, sort of spiralling round with a glass panel here, spirals up to the first floor, a glass panel round, and it'll spiral up again to the second floor. And the outside.
Is it really expensive?
It is expensive.
Yes.
Well,
do you know what it's going to cost?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I know very well.
You're going to tell?
Yeah.
You're going to tell me that?
Yeah, I'm embarrassed to tell you that it's going to cost £25,000 to put in some steps to go upstairs.
Even as it is, you can see this house has potential. But will they really be able to make modern style fit in with this rustic scene? The odds may be against them. After all, the house is set in a muddy yard, surrounded by working farm buildings, used every day by Bill's dad, Brian. How do you feel about him doing it up?
Oh, it's great stuff, isn't it? I was a bit thoughtful in the start, because I just thought they were going to spoil Colebrook by knocking it about, because I liked it as it was. But now I can see the gift of it, and I think they got a good architect doing what should be done.
While finding a way to mix old and new is an aesthetic challenge for Kim, Bill and the architects, for the builders, the problems are more practical. While the masons and carpenters are busy making repairs to the roof, downstairs the plumbers and electricians are doing what's called the first fix, laying all the pipes and wires that will later be hidden behind walls and in the ceilings. But in this house, most of the internal walls are to be left as exposed stone, and the ceilings are just going to be bare beams. So where is electrician Jack Lloyd supposed to hide his cables?
It's just giving me an headache. You just have to run one cable, which should take 10 minutes. But, you look at the drawing, you speak to the foreman, he says it can't go that way. Well, it's a nightmare. It's just, it's just tricky, It's better to work in a house in a state. A normal 3-bedroom house would be good right now.
While the builders struggle to hide evidence of the 21st century inside the fabric of the house, we're going to try to dig up all we can about the building's past. Architectural expert Kieran Long will be looking for clues in the building itself. He's starting his investigation by checking Coldbrook's plain farmhouse exterior.
Wow. Wow, so here's really something much finer than we thought that we were going to find in this stone farmhouse, and it's really astonishing, this beautiful timber work around this window. I've never really seen anything like it, and it definitely tells us that this is something more than just your typical Monmouthshire farmhouse.
But the real surprise is inside.
Wow, look at this. It's like walking into a kind of Tudor fantasy somehow, like these huge dark timbers and this amazing oak screen here. And we even have pointed doorways, that kind of Gothic point. I mean, it's just like stepping into another era here. It's fantastic. What I love about this is how excessive it looks to our eyes today. We're so used to seeing the kind of pathetic little architraves that we have around doors in our own homes. And, that's the kind of fading memory of something like this. I mean, look at the size of it, the heft of it. I mean, it's 2 huge bits of tree stuck together and then carved. But what I love about these timbers is that they are holding up this doorway. They're fixed with dowels. There's a structural purpose to them, but then they're beautifully decorated. This is like functionalism, if you like. It's like what 20th century architects were trying to do. It is holding the building up, and it is also decorating the building. And I love that kind of unity of decoration and structure.
But the mystery remains. What is all this lavish carved timber work doing here?
One thing we can be sure about is that this was more than just a working farm building. For me, those interiors are potentially of national importance. And what we need to do is to go away and discover what other houses in the area have similar interiors, and if we can understand, what the role of this house was in this landscape.
Meanwhile, 150 miles away at home in London, Kim and Bill have a problem. The building is scheduled to finish the middle of October, but 2 of the children need to go to new schools. Louis is due to start secondary school and Betty is about to begin in reception class.
It's difficult to do. I'm not sure if you can do it. Basically, we've got to be there on September the 1st. Unfortunately, the house won't be finished on September the 1st, so we're anticipating a couple of months in a rather cramped conditions of a caravan behind the cowsheds. So.
When they move to Wales, Bill and Kim aren't quitting their London jobs. They'll both be up in town a couple of days a week, and they'll both need to do a lot of work from home, which could be awkward with all of them squashed in the caravan. Meanwhile, in Cardiff, Kieran has come to the National Museum of Wales to search their collection on the history of architecture. But despite Coldbrook's extraordinary carved timberwork, there are almost no references to Kim and Bill's house. Though Kieran has found something in a rather unusual study done in the 1950s.
Cyril Fox and Lord Raglan were an interesting pairing. Cyril Fox was a historian and the director of the National Museum of Wales, and Lord Raglan was an amateur historian. They were friends, and they together went on this journey around Monmouthshire, surveying hundreds of houses, literally hundreds of these farmhouses. And of course, Coldbrook Farm is one of the grandest of these wonderful houses. In their conclusion to this volume, Fox and Raglan hazard a guess at a date, but it's really a guess. They don't exactly know. And the way that they come to their conclusion is partly to do with the elaboration of the mouldings, and in the end, the construction of those rubble walls, which they compare to another similar house that they know of in Devon, which is dated 1553, and say, kind of in a rather imprecise way, such a date may reasonably be assigned to Coldbrook. So they're dating it in the mid-1550s, but without great confidence.
Filled with precise drawings, it's clear that Fox and Raglan's mission was more about recording these old houses for posterity rather than delving into their history.
They weren't interested in the same things that we're interested in. This is a book that's about architectural detail and types of house and a catalogue of those types. We're really interested in the dates and the people behind this house. Who was it who commissioned it? Can we establish why it was that somebody in the middle of the 16th century decided that that elaborate interior was necessary? You know, what were they trying to achieve and what's behind that thinking?
It's the end of July, and Kim and Bill have come for the monthly meeting on site with the architects. Martin's wife and partner, Kelly, is here today. They've got some important decisions to make, starting with the stain colour for the new floorboards, which are to be laid throughout almost the entire house. They've got it down to a choice of 3. Kim's worried about the house being a little dark inside, so she favours the lightest one.
My position is strong. It is strong. I do want to feel supported, and I like that. But I need to sell it to Bill. Bill, isn't this by far and away the nicest?
Compared to what?
No.
Oh, all of these?
No.
Which one's the nicest, Kim? Tell me which one's the nicest. Oh, that one, yeah, you're right. No, I prefer this one, but
You think that, don't you, Kelly?
I think that was my personal favourite, the antique one.
Because I think if we're painting this white and that, you could be in almost a modern house somewhere. I want to live in an old house, not a modern house. It's too sanitised with lovely white, clean, bright floorboards and white walls. Be a bit too much for my delicate eyes. What do you reckon?
Yeah, well, that one looks better then, doesn't it?
I'm looking for...
No one could be persuaded to go for the...
do you know, a while ago,
antique.
about last year, I was all over that, but it was the whole dark thing.
But the joinery here is dark.
I know, exactly.
There are pros and cons to having professional architects on your project. The best thing is that they have strong ideas, but that's also the problem.
The floorboards that we chose today weren't the floorboards that I wanted to choose at all, but they're right, everyone's right, and they are quite nice. It's just they're a bit dark, which is, I wanted everything to be as light as possible because the house is quite dark, but they are right, they should really be dark to fit in with all the wood, and they'll be beautiful. But I just did spend a lot of time looking for something different.
When Coldbrook was built, most farmhouses would have had a well. But Bill and Kim didn't know that theirs is still here, hidden beneath an ordinary-looking manhole cover.
God.
Oh my God.
Wow, whoa. I mean, hold on. Look at that, that is fantastic.
It's good echoes.
Yeah.
The question is, what should they do with it?
Oh, I'd make a real big, I'd make a tourist feature of the thing. I'd open it up
I'd
here.
put the tables and chairs here.
Yeah.
What would you do? Kelly, what would you do?
Personally, I would
cover it over.
it.
Well, really?
I would.
This is just one of the... How many houses do you know in our street have got one of these?
Deciding what to do with the well will have to wait, because now they have to discuss a problem with the doors. They all need to be custom made because every doorway in the house is a different size.
We sent them off to the joinery company to get priced, and they've come back with prices. And I mean, it's not an exaggeration to say that the prices are basically double the provisional sum that's in the contract.
How much over? How much in total? How much over is it?
Yeah.
In total.
Well, I guess it'd be pretty much 100% over.
So what's our options then? Have no doors?
No, that's not an option.
No.
We could...
I think that was a bit of a shock. But in a way, it's not a shock. There's always going to be those things going on.
Bill isn't so philosophical. He's gone off to see if he can find another way to alleviate the door's overspend.
Right, well, this is a door which used to go up to the attic. And I think we're going to do a bit of work on it, because apparently anything which can be used to make a door is going to come in very handy, given the rather alarming news today of the price of doors these days. I didn't realise they were up with gold and oil as a expensive commodity. I must wish I bought some years ago.
Of course, the largest piece of new joinery is the spiral staircase. And if that comes back with 100% overspend, even Bill would have a problem making a joke out of it. It's being built at a large joinery firm in Hereford. They're making all the parts here, and then they'll be assembling them at Colebrook. Master joiner Sam Thomas has been working on it for 4 weeks already, and it's not the easiest one he's ever made.
Yes, I have made a lot of staircases. Probably, as my time as a joiner, probably a couple of thousand maybe, but nothing quite like this.
It's a daring design, thought up by Martin, the architect.
The staircase actually is not intended to be imposing, it's actually intended to be sinuous and curvy and slender, but it's not sort of assertive in the sense of being a big brash statement. It's actually trying to be sort of more of a ballerina in the corner, if you like, rather than a big truck.
To Martin, it's a ballerina, but for Sam, it's more of a riddle.
Sometimes it's a lot easier to draw something than to make something. Architects try and make their own design and their own thing on something, but it's not easy to get there. Some nights I do go home and think about what I'm going to do the next day and how I'm going to go about it, yeah. So sometimes I wish he'd paid me for my time at home as well, then, put it that way.
But the real test will be when it's finished, because Kim and Bill are spending £25,000 to get a 2-storey high statement of 21st century design inserted into their 16th century home. Let's hope they like it. It's the end of summer, and the new school year starts in 3 days. So the time has come to move to the country.
A little bit of me is slightly concerned that I might start feeling a bit sort of isolated down there, but I don't think I'm not that worried about that. Keep me out of trouble, really.
Everything has to be cleared out because this house is going to be let. But with Colebrook unfinished, all this stuff will be going into the barns and the family will be living in the caravan.
It gives you a little bit of nervousness moving on to the next chapter of life, if you like. But it's being sad to leave, I think, is always a good sentiment. It means you've had a great time. We are emigrating. Fantastic.
Have you got the passport?
Yeah, another economic migrant returns home. There we go. Good on.
To get closer to the origins of Coldbrook Farm, Kieran reckons we need a definite date. And with all this timber here, it might be worth trying dendrochronology, the science of dating wood using the tree's growth rings. So he's called in Dr. Dan Miles from the Oxford Dendrochronology Lab.
We all learn as kids, that maybe a ring of a tree is a year. I mean, does it really correspond? I mean, how...
No, that is exactly right. Each year, the tree will put on one ring on the outside, just under the bark. And if it's a very dry year, that will be a very narrow ring, because the tree didn't grow much. But if it's a really good year, warm and moist, then the tree will grow much faster, put on a much wider ring. We actually have to measure each ring, put it on a graph, and put it through statistical analysis on the computer. And if we have the edge of the bark, which we've got here, then we'd actually be able to work out the season of the year the tree was cut down.
But to do that, Dan needs to take a few samples from around the house. He's got specially made drill bits to cut out a core at right angles to the tree's rings. There's no way to do this without drilling. But after it's repaired later on, no one will be able to see where the hole was made. The cores of wood will be analysed back at the lab.
Do you feel hopeful we're going to get a reasonable sample and a date for the house?
Well, the wood is nice. Everything being equal, they should date, but you can never guarantee it until you actually do the work.
If we can discover when the house was built, that could help us solve the mystery of Coldbrook Farm. Why some of the finest carved timber work in Wales is in an ordinary farmhouse well off the beaten track.
Right, Betty, Finn, what do you want for breakfast? We can shut this out of the way for now. So, thank you, Louis.
It's the end of September and the family is getting used to caravan life.
This is my bed here. Who's sleeping in my bed? Unfortunately, when obviously I was away when everyone decided which bed they were having, and so I was left with the spacious, admittedly, but not too comfortable floor in a sleeping bag. But they say it's only for 12 weeks, so...
We've just put all our chest of drawers from London in here. Got a second-hand washing machine here. And then I hang everything here and it dries sometimes.
Both Kim and Bill have kept their London jobs and they've had to spend at least a couple of days a week in the city. But the rest of the time they do need to work from home, and in the caravan that can be tricky. But Bill has found a corner of the old milking parlour, and when it's quiet at the local pub, the landlord doesn't mind Kim using a table. And of course, the children are having a great time. But then the weather has been uncharacteristically dry, and as autumn rolls on, the need to move into the house is likely to become more and more urgent. After 9 weeks working on the new staircase at the joinery workshop, Sam has brought it to Coldbrook to start putting it together. But it looks like there's been a terrible mistake.
We started to set out, really, mark things where we needed to mark things and get things in place. And this is going to be our first bit, but there is a problem with this. And there's a slight issue with the floor, which is not what measurements I had to what we made to what is here at the moment.
In other words, it doesn't fit. The first flight is too tall.
It's about 70 mil, to be fair, so yeah, it's quite a big issue to get over now as well.
With hundreds of man-hours already invested in this, they need to wait until Martin, the architect, can take a look at it and hope that he can come up with a solution, apart from remaking it all from scratch. But the stairs aren't the only thing that may have to be redone, because Kim has been thinking about the colour of the walls. The painters have started with a warm yellowish white, but she's been experimenting on top with some tester pots.
Oh, I prefer I like the other. Well.
No, that grey, yellow, no.
I have no choice. I don't know why I bother. I make a lot of effort to try and put some creative thought into it, and I just get stampeded over.
Happy with that. Bill, are you happy with that?
If you're happy, Kim, then I'm at peace.
Okay.
80 miles away, at the Oxford Dendrochronology Lab, Dr. Dan Miles has been analysing the timber cores he took in order to discover exactly when Coldbrook was built. And he now has an answer.
We can show that the house was probably built in 1538, because the tree was still growing that winter. The tree was probably cut down during the winter of 1537 to 8 and were used probably right away. Although the great big tree used for those big window jambs were cut down a couple of years before in 1535 to 6.
So now we know exactly when these timbers and stones were first put together. And it's earlier than anyone thought, 1538. But having a precise date is a significant discovery not just for us, but also for the whole study of Tudor architecture. So Richard Suggett has come to take a look at the results. He's from the Royal Commission on the Ancient and Historical Monuments of Wales.
This works. So with Coldbrook, we were saying mid-ish 16th century, but it could be later. And so to have it earlier than the mid-16th century and to have the exact felling date really makes it very important. It's like the rungs on a ladder. It gives you a secure handhold for building chronology.
But this earlier date means that Coldbrook could have a very illustrious connection, because the house is less than 2 miles from Raglan Castle, which was built by the Earl of Pembroke in late medieval times.
It's very interesting. Coldbrook, like so many vernacular houses, is a documentary blank. There's just nothing there. And yet the house says, you know, the person who built it was a person of consequence. So I think you can start making some reasonable speculations about the identity of the builder. It's very near Raglan, and we know that the Earl of Pembroke, who died in 1469, had a lot of illegitimate children whom he settled on various estates. And I think it's quite possible, although not susceptible to proof yet, that the people who built Coldbrook were actually descended from the Earl of Pembroke. So, yes, quite extraordinary.
Based at Raglan Castle, that Earl of Pembroke was William Herbert, one of the most powerful lords in Britain and a major player in the Wars of the Roses. If Coldbrook was built for his illegitimate descendants, that might explain all the fine carved timber. November in Wales can be pretty cold, and it's usually very wet. But this year, the winter rains have stayed away, which is just as well, because the family is still in the caravan. Hello?
Hi, can I come in? You decent? Oh, yes, you are.
So how long have you been living in the caravan?
About 10 weeks. Is it about
10 weeks?
Yeah, about 10 weeks.
So generally speaking, you're slightly behind schedule?
Yeah.
Yes,
we'll be.
Should have moved in
on the 15th of October, so it'll probably be more like the 15th of December, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah, not 100% guarantee on that, but
no.
The heating's working in the house.
Is it?
Yes,
yeah.
So all the builders are there working in T-shirts.
So the heating's on in the house, the kitchen's dry, the stairs are dry, and you're freezing your off in the caravan, really damp.
Absolutely.
Okay.
When they eventually move into the house, Kim and Bill aren't going to know what hit them. For example, in the caravan, the kitchen is about 3 square metres, while in the house, it's almost 50.
When I'm going to sleep at night, I think about
Do you?
me cooking.
How do you see yourself? What are you cooking when you
I see roast pork constantly.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, checking the crackling.
With crackling,
Yeah.
yeah. I dream about us coming home on a Sunday to roast pork in the evening and all the kids having their baths and us all having roast pork and red wine.
Bill, is there anything you're really looking forward to?
Yeah, when we move in, I'm really looking forward to seeing the satisfaction on Kim's face and the happiness it'll bring her to finally move in, because she's put so much effort into the house, and much more than I, so she deserves everything that the house will give her.
That's a lovely thought.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's not. It's lovely.
I didn't mean that. I mean, I hope everyone understands that was just
Oh, they know
for the
you.
camera.
No, of course it was for the camera.
I'm a hard
We know you're tough
Welsh
as old boots.
farmer's son, all right?
It's true, Bill's tough. He must be. He spent the last 10 weeks sleeping on the floor in the caravan. But the question is, will the restoration actually end before Kim and Bill's good humour finally cracks? Meanwhile, Sam the joiner has met with Martin about the stairs that didn't fit.
There's always the risk with something which is made off-site in this way and is totally fits together in this way, that you could have created the world's most expensive pile of kindling. And I'm obviously hugely pleased that that isn't what's happened.
It turns out it's the floor that's wrong. The stairs are fine, so they can finally get on with putting them up. It was always the plan to raise the height of the floorboards on the landing, to compensate for different levels between the bedrooms. The problem was that work hadn't been done before Sam turned up with the staircase.
This floor now will be built up to that floor level, so when you step off it'll all be nice and flat. A weight off my mind to get it in there, get it fitted in there. Just hope the other one goes as well as this one.
This isn't the final finish of the wood. Sam still has weeks of work to do applying an oak veneer. But when that's done, we'll all find out if mixing modern design with historic house really was a good idea. Kieran's come to Raglan Castle looking for evidence to link Coldbrook Farm with the Earl of Pembroke and the Herbert family.
So this is Raglan Castle, this extraordinary pile of stones, which was once one of the greatest castles in Monmouthshire, the greatest castle in Monmouthshire. And we've come here because this was the seat of the Herbert family. This would have been the most important building, the seat of their power and influence, and also the place where their taste became broadcast, if you like. So I'm hoping there may be an architectural link between this place and Coldbrook Farm.
The castle was destroyed during the English Civil War, but it's still possible to see how the rooms were laid out.
So what's really exciting about this is that it's a kind of taste of the social life that really this building is all about. And this is the heart of it. This hall is just an extraordinary expression of how this whole society worked. You can imagine this hung with tapestries, with a minstrel's gallery, people eating here, and at that end, a high platform, a dais so-called, where the lord or the earl at that time would have sat, you know, to express his seniority. He would have had his top table. Of course, we have exactly the same thing at Coldbrook.
At Coldbrook, the old kitchen would have been the Great Hall. And we know there was a dais because you can still see the wear marks where it used to rub up against the oak panelling.
To me, this is the room that helps us understand best the small hall at Coldbrook. So we've been searching the castle in a way for references, architectural references that might lead us to a comparison with Coldbrook, and I think I've found one. I mean, this doorway upstairs, we know there was once a dining room right above here in the castle, and the doorway is strikingly similar. You know, you can imagine that in Coldbrook Farm, the craftsmen were looking at this kind of decoration and reproducing it with the materials they had to hand, which was, of course, timber. So it's not definitive proof, and it certainly doesn't mean that the same craftsmen worked here and in Coldbrook, but there's definitely an influence. There's a kind of idiom of Gothic castle architecture from the 14th and 15th century that is somehow finding its way through to Coldbrook Farm.
It's almost Christmas, The family have been living in the caravan for 15 weeks, and the builders have finally finished.
Bill's coming back from London tonight, and hopefully all this afternoon, and hopefully we'll have all the sort of sofas and beds in. And I can't wait to cook in the kitchen tonight. Not that don't think I know how to use any of it. I don't know if any of it works. Do you want to sleep in the caravan one more night?
No.
Most of their stuff from the London house is in one of Brian's barns, but Kim is keen not to clutter up their new house straight away. So today, they're moving in just the basics.
A couple of sofas, that chest of drawers, and that. It's brilliant. Yeah?
There you go.
Oh, Betty! Oh, Betty! Oh, give me everything.
Betty seems to have got the wrong idea. It isn't actually Kim's birthday.
There was, dear. Thank you, my darling. I think they're moving in flowers, aren't they? We're set for a romantic first night in the house, I think. Aren't we? I've got the champagne and the salmon and the pâté.
Yeah. Let's not let romance get in the way of it.
Oh. Yeah.
After months of building work and weeks living in a caravan, Bill and Kim finally made it into their farmhouse for Christmas. It's now spring, and I've come to find out how the family are enjoying life down on the farm. But before that, our experts Kate and Kieran are going to share everything they've found out with Kim and Bill.
But the dendrochronology can tell us much more precisely, and what was really exciting is that it came up with an exact date. In fact, earlier than even Fox and Raglan, even the experts had ever suspected.
Moses can't have the house if he is to marry to this woman, Harriet Blayton. So he can't have it if he marries this lady.
And when we saw this doorway, you can't help but make comparisons to this door.
Yeah. That means, so much to think that there is a link between this place and the castle.
It's absolutely fantastic, and we've spent hours and hours sitting in all these rooms here and talking about them and where they'd come from and why. And I suppose talking to you guys and hearing these sort of tales really brings it to life.
A year ago, the house was in a terrible state. But now the time has come to find out if Kim and Bill have succeeded in blending historic features and modern style.
It looks fantastic!
Thank you.
Are you thrilled?
Yes.
Yeah, we finally got there.
It was broken down and worn out, but now Coldbrook Farm has been transformed.
Oh, Kim! The staircase.
Yeah.
It looks great.
Yes.
Do you like it, Bill?
I against all my will, I love it, yeah. Well worth it, actually. Well worth the money spent on it.
Originally budgeted at £25,000, the final bill was almost 30. But then Sam and the joiners did spend over 700 hours getting it perfect.
I love it. I love the way it ties in the wood, the old wood, and the kind of modern use of the house.
Yeah. And it doesn't take over particularly, does it? Just
no, it
sits on the side of the wall.
Yeah, it's really lovely. But you could have gone for a normal, off the peg sort of staircase with a normal banister.
Yeah, that was the original idea as well. I just didn't think. I thought of stairs as a stairs. I thought, it's just a collection of steps, but I didn't realise it was art.
So that's Bill and Kim's piece of history now?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's a sort of a subconscious thought of that, although you have to do something which is in keeping with the rest of the house, or it's almost sacrilege.
Yeah.
The stairs go all the way up to the attic, where Kim and Bill's bright and stylish bedroom has been created under the ancient roof timbers. The children's bedrooms are on the first floor, where there's also a guest bedroom and a big family bathroom. White walls throughout tie everything together, as do the new oak floorboards, stained dark to blend in with all the old timber.
Kim, these floors, you wanted a lighter
Floor. Yes.
I
always wanted light floors, but everybody approached me.
Did they? Everyone
Yes!
said
Everyone. So I thought, fair enough. You're probably right. Yeah, I was just very keen on getting as much light in here as possible. But no, they were right. Everyone's right, as usual.
Also designed to match in are the new doors. Each one is a different size, so they all had to be custom made.
Bill?
Yes?
How much did this door cost?
Well, too much.
Not £1,000.
It's not far off it. Yeah.
You've got a lot of doors. You must have spent all your money on doors.
Yeah, but I was quite pleased to do that. I really enjoyed that bit of it. But they're special doors, see? Special doors.
They are.
But the most impressive timber work is still where it always was, in the original Great Hall that was later the old kitchen and is now Kim and Bill's dining room.
Oh, the historical heart of the home. It's delightful. Is it very different from living in a sort of modern London home?
It's fabulous having all these sort of features around, and the wood is very comforting, but we do have a lot of mod cons in here that we've never had before.
And most of those mod cons are in the room that used to be the old barn next door, which has now been completely transformed into a very stylish farmhouse kitchen that also includes a mezzanine play area to keep the kids close by.
I love the fact that from here I can see the old beams and the wood, and then this, shiny bit of modern technology and all that, out to this sort of ancient view. I think it's just...
Yes.
It actually makes me feel quite jealous.
The whole restoration was originally budgeted at £350,000, but the final bill was about £400. So was it worth it?
This is way beyond our dreams 4 years ago.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's good.
Way beyond it.
Couldn't be happy with the outcome at all. Not one regret about anything at all.
No.
Nothing.
It's definitely a magical spot here, and it's definitely a magical sort of house. Yeah.
Bill has known Coldbrook Farm for most of his life, but only ever as a shabby farmhouse set amidst beautiful countryside. But as the layers of history were peeled back, Coldbrook Farm began to give up her secrets. The story began in 1536 when, not far from here, a tree was felled and craftsmen began work on the detailed beams that would form a house for a man of incredible wealth and status. Nearly 500 years later, different craftsmen have been making modern pieces to sit effortlessly alongside the old. Only this time, their brief was different. Kim and Bill didn't want a house of wealth and status somewhere to show off. They wanted to create a simple family home, somewhere that they love. And they have done exactly that.
The stresses and strains of modern day living can make all of us dream of the day we can make the move to the quiet life. Well, Steve and Lorraine believe they've done just that by moving to this idyllic location on the North Norfolk coast. After spending many summer holidays here with Lorraine's parents, they've decided it's the ideal place to start their new life. Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Hi Steve, how are you, mate?
George, all right, how are you?
Very good, very good. Beautiful spot, isn't it?
Beautiful.
Lovely.
So what was life like in Stoke?
Very hectic. Try and run as many jobs as you could do. Try and bring as much money home as you can.
It was a case of, sorry kids, you know, it's bedtime, you know, sorry I haven't seen your dad, but it is time for bed. And we were lucky to get a Sunday where we could spend it as a family.
And at what point did you decide that things just had to change?
I think because we come down here so often that we had the chance to see how different life could be.
So what's the dream for you and your family?
We've always wanted to convert a barn or an old property. And, you know, why live in a city with all the smog when you can come out? I think we'll just have a better quality of life.
Follow your dreams. You get this one chance. You know, this is your life. And, you know, you've got to live it.
Steve and Lorraine bought this beautiful 18th century barn in Haysborough for just £150,000. But it's never been lived in, and with no plumbing, electrics, windows or floors, this will be an incredibly complex building project. Wow, that is fantastic, isn't it? That is absolutely incredible. It's like a banqueting hall, isn't it?
Just goes
It
on
could be,
forever.
couldn't it?
It's
Yes,
enormous.
yeah.
Just step inside and see this.
It's got a real awe about it, hasn't it?
This is going to be some house.
We
isn't
hope,
it?
we hope.
As well as the main barn, they also want to develop this attached oak canopy. Oh, this is a wonderful space, isn't it?
It is.
I love these timber beams. It's got so much character to it. Even all these sort of metal straps tying everything together. It's a very old building, isn't it?
Very old.
Yes, it's very old.
Have you got a date of roughly when this was built?
Late 18th century, around 1760 something.
Wow. And it's a big space. So in here you've got...
Big living room.
That's massive.
Yeah.
I mean, how does a living room like this compare to your living room in Stoke?
Oh, you can fit about 4 in.
The Kinseys have ambitious plans to transform this Grade 2 listed barn into a striking contemporary home. The area at the front will be fully glazed along its length, creating a kitchen diner and living room. This leads to a stunning 50-foot central hallway, exposing the barn's spectacular beamed roof. The first floor will have 2 vast ensuite bedrooms, including Steve and Lorraine's, mixing original detailing with modern furnishings. Back downstairs will be 2 children's bedrooms, a bathroom and a utility room. The Kinseys even have their very own duck pond in their acre of land. During the build, Steve, Lorraine and their 2 sons, Jack and Kurt, will live with Lorraine's parents in their bungalow nearby. This is everyone.
This is everyone.
Hello there. Hi. The Kinseys all work on the barn full time. Their budget is just £135,000 for the entire renovation. And do you think that's realistic?
Well, obviously it's all new to us. We've tried to run through things, how much it's going to be. We've come up with a figure just out of his head, basically. And it's only guesswork.
And who's the one that stays really confident all the time and positive and pushes things on?
Not me.
Is that true?
Yeah, it is.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, this is a big step for me, and I'm not confident at all.
So are you the dreamer and you're the realist?
Thank you. Yes, you've hit the nail straight on.
A lot of people have taken risks and a lot of people have made real achievements, and without taking that step in faith, you're always going to be just sitting at home wondering what if.
The Kinseys have decided to gamble everything on this move in the hope they can rebuild their family life. But I'm worried that they've underestimated the enormity of what they've taken on. The barn is huge, nearly 4 times the size of an average terraced house. With the whole family's happiness riding on this, I'm worried that this is a dream too far.
That pink thing is called a buoy. Yeah.
Steve and Lorraine Kinsey have moved to Norfolk for a better quality of life as a family.
Hey, up!
They want to convert this enormous 300-year-old barn into a contemporary family home. It's a huge undertaking and test of character.
Anybody can achieve a dream.
We ain't done it yet.
We will, just stay focused.
Okay.
Steve may have his doubts, but Lorraine is determined they will pull this off and put the past behind them. Back in Stoke, Steve worked 60-hour weeks and family life was non-existent.
And what was it like, Steve, being in that sort of job?
We didn't get much quality time together. And the kids didn't see their daddy much, and he didn't do the dad stuff as often as he should have done and wanted to as well. If we hadn't have started to pull it together and spend more time together and start discussing the future, I think we could have easily gone down separate roads.
Steve is the first to admit, in the past, he hasn't shown enough commitment to his family.
I was never in the house, whether I was out working or whether I was out at the pub. You know, I was always getting drunk, and I'm not very proud of my younger days. And I forgot I'd got children. I've done well to keep Lorraine. You know, many times, you know, she could have upped and left, and we've had us rows, obviously, but she stood by me through thick and thin.
It sounds like it's something that you probably really needed to do, because if you were still there, you wouldn't have changed.
I don't like the old Steve Kinsey, but you know, I like the new one.
Yeah.
It's just taken a lot of years for me to get there. I want to look after Lorraine, I want to look after my children. You know, I want Lorraine's parents knowing that Lorraine did the right thing by staying with me.
Before Steve and Lorraine can get going, their plans for the Grade 2 listed barn have to be approved by the Conservation Officer. After a month's agonising wait, they hear the devastating news that they've been turned down.
When we bought the property, we did have planning permission, and we could have built how the plans were, but we just did a few alterations, and basically they said, you've only got planning permission for what you've bought it with.
We were totally shocked, disappointed, let down.
This is a huge setback, and to make matters worse, Steve's commitment starts to waver.
I was really looking forward to coming down here, starting a new life, and then you get hit with either one thing or another. I'm thinking, oh, stuff it, you know. Let's sell it on, let somebody else have the hassle.
But for Lorraine, this project is about more than bricks and mortar. There's too much at stake for them to ever go back.
I wanted for Steve just to appreciate just a good quality of life, a family life. I'm trying to prove to Steve that everything's worth it, that the lifestyle he's given up. This has got to be worth it, and see the kids laugh. And us being happy, and I want us to fall back in love again.
Lorraine isn't giving up this dream without a fight. She finds a specialist architect to revise their plans and push for an appeal.
2 or 3 and 3.
Because this gable doesn't sit terribly comfortably. If we can do something to more clearly define that, then I think you have a chance.
Fingers crossed.
And 4 weeks later, they learn the planner's decision.
Oh, brilliant, amazing, fantastic.
Their new designs have been approved.
Super.
This build can now officially begin.
Brilliant, 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 brilliant.
Steve and Lorraine have an enormous task ahead. The barn is a 300-year-old shell, without any windows, internal walls, plumbing or electrics. The first job they tackle is concreting the floors.
That gives me the buzz, get you stuck into something like this, especially when you know it's going to be your own, you know, for your missus and the kids.
I want to go all the way, get it finished and get in.
Keen to make up for the delay, Steve spends the next 2 weeks working 12-hour days on site.
Steve is just like a ball. He doesn't seem to tire. And he's got such a staying power.
But hard work alone is not enough. The Kinseys have very little experience and have decided to employ Trevor, a full-time professional builder.
Steve's a very hard-working guy. I'm amazed. You know, he's putting a lot into this. He really deserves to have a nice place.
That cable, yeah.
I've lost about half a stone since I've been here. I think I'll die a lot quicker if I work with Steve on a permanent basis.
But despite good progress, Trevor, like me, has one major concern: the budget.
I wouldn't have thought 130,000 was a realistic figure, truthfully. It is a major project to take on, really.
For a building of this size, I can't see how their budget is going to stretch. Before Steve and Lorraine get too far ahead, I want to give them some advice.
My big worry for you, because I want you to do this. I want you to finish this
Thank
house
you,
and live
George.
your dream, you know. But it's a big building.
It's a massive building.
At the end of the day, we've got all the external walls there. We've got the barn there, and we're just building within a box.
I still think that you can't do that for that building for anything less than 200 grand.
Thank you.
And I think it's probably with a bit of contingency. I think it's maybe 220. You know. And my advice to you would be, to be honest, would be to phase the works. If you do it this way and phase it and prioritise, you get the great rooms that you want. You know, if the whole house isn't finished, so what? You just finish it whenever you get the cash coming in. I'm not trying to be, negative to diminish the dream. I'm just thinking, well, that's the reality of it.
I think Steve and Lorraine should focus on the ground floor and get the kitchen, living room and 2 bedrooms habitable, leaving the top floor until later. But Lorraine doesn't agree.
I just don't want to compromise that building. It's just awesome, and it doesn't deserve a compromise. I think it only deserves the best. Knowing the way that Steve works, he works to the equivalent of 10 men.
10 men, Steve. Yeah, I'll push my body to the limits, and I'll do whatever I can, as long as I can do it. I'll have a go at anything. But I think sometimes Lorraine thinks I can do more than what I can do.
I've got this feeling inside me that we're going to come good.
It's midsummer, and the Kinseys decide to knock off early one Saturday to enjoy the one thing that's been missing for so many years: family fun. They've hired a boat for a day on the Norfolk Broads.
Thought we'd have a little bit of a treat today. And what a cracking boat. I hope I don't bang it.
Oh, it's just gorgeous to take time out and just be a family having fun.
Jack.
We got Kit Kats. Okay, that's enough.
It just takes your mind off the barn, there's a lot of stressful days up the barn. You're working as hard as you can, you're putting the hours in. It's fantastic being with the kids. Okay, you staying on. I'll have a rest, eh? Stay near the trees.
Oh well.
I think I'm being a bit of a better father than what I used to be. I didn't have any time for the children, where now I make time. There you go, Captain Kurt.
This is the dream. Just so look forward to what's ahead for a future as a family. We're just so lucky to have this around us.
The next big job for Steve and Lorraine is replacing the barn's leaky thatched roof. To save money, they've decided to strip it themselves.
I think that's quite a job for somebody who hasn't done it before, you know, for the first time. Very difficult. There's a lot of it.
So they've roped in some friends from Stoke to lend a hand for the day. And it's soon party time.
That's bloody stupid, Daddy. Bloody...
However, it's not long before Steve gets everyone stuck in.
Technique, mate, is... I haven't got a clue. And what we're doing, the thatch, what we're throwing down, we're throwing it on a tarpaulin, and the girls were dragging it around onto the land.
Mum, I chucked you some glasses down.
As the thatch comes off, it's clear just how much there is and how heavy it is to move.
We just can't physically pull it.
Well, what's going to be the best?
It's Steve to the rescue. After a long, hard day, one side of the roof is cleared due to great effort from the team.
It's dead hard work. I'm wrecked. I've never worked so hard in all my life.
And the boss cracking the whip.
Don't stand too close to Steve, because you will rub you into absolutely anything, and then he'll work you every hour God sends.
With no dinner?
With no dinner.
And for the first time, doubting Steve allows himself a little belief.
At least we'll have a nice thatch on a barn that may not get complete. Oh. No, we're going to do it. Lorraine tells me we're going to do it, we're going to do it. Doesn't look like it takes long to burn it, as it does taking it off. There you go. Should throw some baked potatoes on there, shouldn't we?
It's 12 weeks since work started on the barn. With the thatchers busy on the roof, I've come back to see how Steve and Lorraine are getting on. Good morning. How are you? Hey, Lorraine. You well? Good to see you.
Hey, mate. How are you, mate?
How's it going?
Oh, well, hopefully all right, mate.
That looks great. You've done absolutely loads of work.
Well, it's been non-stop since we got the go-ahead.
And you've thatched the roof as well? Wow. You've been working your nuts off.
I couldn't have put it better myself.
Oh, it looks the business, doesn't it? Look at this.
Yeah.
So you've got kitchen there, entrance hallway here.
Yeah.
What's this area going to be?
Main living room.
Main living room,
yeah.
God. It's enormous.
Yeah, we've worked so hard.
So how's it going inside?
Come and have a look.
Wow. God, you've done loads in here. I thought you were going to prioritise just on the front and not on this bit.
She wouldn't let me.
God. Steve and Lorraine have worked incredibly hard, but I'm worried. They're still trying to do too much, and their budget of £135,000 won't be enough. I'm just intrigued to know what costs you're aware of. Now, what's the next sort of stuff you're going to pay for?
Water treatment system. We're looking at about £3.5 grand.
What else? Glass?
We're saying between 16 to 20 for the whole of the barn.
Electrics?
About 8.
Plumbing?
We're looking at around 16.
Floor finishes?
15,000.
Kitchen?
around 15 to get it
15
done.
for the whole thing.
There is another cost.
Yeah, go on.
Oh, the fire.
The fire, which is going to come in about 5,000.
Wow, that must be a nice fire at £5,000.
Expensive taste, mate.
I think the lounge
That's what I'm worried about, mate. That's what I'm worried about.
I am.
Amazingly, Steve and Lorraine have never added up the cost of this build. Until now. Well, on the basis that I haven't allowed for any contingency, no extra costs, nothing more than that, and what you told me, it is £29,500 more than what you've got left. Silence. How do you feel about that?
I think we've been quite generous with the figures.
I actually think your pricing, to be really honest with you, is pretty good. But if I was you, I would get as far as you can on the ground floor and just hold back. I know you want to do it, I know you want to get it finished, but just hold back from that first floor. If you do, it'll all work. If you don't, it won't. It'll go horribly wrong. Steve and Lorraine moved to Norfolk 5 months ago for a fresh start, for their family and themselves. They've been working all hours to convert this 300-year-old barn into their dream family home. They've made good progress, but are headed for a 30 grand overspend. I advised them to do the work in 2 stages, but they've decided to push ahead with the entire build. And to make their budget stretch, they're making cutbacks.
Well, fortunately, we've got to let Trev go so that we can rein back some more money from wages.
It's a pity we got Lucy, but, you know, with the circumstances and the budget, you know, I'd love to keep you on and get it done a lot quicker. But obviously, with you gone, you know, I'm going to try my best with Lorraine.
I thoroughly enjoyed working there, actually. I'd just love to have seen the project through to completion.
The end. Shaking your hand, Trev.
Aww. Things have just got to carry on now. Trevor's gone. Obviously, it's going to be at a slower pace because we're a man short. But to take his place is Lorraine.
In typical Steve and Lorraine style, they throw themselves into the challenge of finishing this build alone.
Right, Lorraine?
First up is fitting new windows.
Yeah.
Breathe new life straight into the barn with all the light that's coming in.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Determined for this build not to go bust, Lorraine is on the case to save money, knocking down the price of materials.
I'm just inquiring about some plasterboards. Well, our best price so far, I've been ringing round, we've got them at 385. We would pay cash. You'll go 375. No, that's really good. Yeah, fantastic.
Lorraine's efforts have been cutting costs, but Steve's have been cutting corners. He's ripped out an original supporting wood post in the cart barn and replaced it with an 8-foot-high brick wall. This breaks conservation laws, and local planning officer Chris Young is sticking to the rulebook.
It's certainly a serious issue as far as we're concerned. The building's an important late 18th century Grade 2 listed building. From that point of view, where unauthorised work has taken place, technically it's a criminal offence.
An urgent meeting has been called at the barn.
Once it becomes listed, then it's got a protection order and you have got to follow everything to plan. And we didn't.
We'd appreciate we've gone off the plans, totally our fault.
I have to say, when I first saw the picture, my first inclination was to prosecute.
We obviously have been very naive that we haven't been relaying everything back to you and say, can you come out and have a look, what do you think?
Steve and Lorraine plead their case and eventually come up with a solution.
What about, Chris, if we compromise by having the whole of the red brick featherboarded?
If I've got that sort of assurance, then we don't need to worry about enforcement action.
That sounds good.
If the offending wall is disguised with boarding, it won't have to be knocked down, saving hundreds of pounds and the Kinseys from prosecution.
It could have been a hell of a lot worse. We could have been slapped with a prosecution.
Thankfully, you're not popping your head out through bars now, and you can't carry on with the build.
Well, that's right. I mean, if I got sent down, like Lorraine would have had to have carried on, and I would have been relaxing behind bars at Her Majesty's pleasure. So.
Steve and Lorraine can now crack on with the next important phase of this build.
This is a big day because down comes the centre wall.
They're taking down a 300-year-old wall to join the barn with the canopy area to create a stunning hallway and centrepiece of their new home.
When this is down, this will be another, big feature.
It's a 35-foot wall, and they're doing it all by hand.
You look wild, child.
This is relentless work, but this couple couldn't be happier.
Being here together on this build, it's been great that it's been 24/7 together. It has brought a real closeness between us. It's like the relationships become really concrete.
Their hard fought-for dreams are finally becoming a reality.
Beautiful.
What a difference a wall makes, eh? I think what we should do is have a big TV screen that comes down, big projector, sit up here and watch TV.
That's the last thing you put in this gorgeous space. It's a flipping television screen.
It's New Year, and the full force of the British weather bears down on the village of Haysborough. For the past 2 months, Steve and Lorraine have been renovating this barn entirely on their own. Morning! The wind is unbelievable! I'm glad you got the roof on.
Morning, George.
Good to see you.
Hello,
mate. How are you?
How are you, mate? All right.
You've been grafting hard, haven't you? Unbelievable amount of work. So it looks to me like you've done quite a lot of work on the first floor. You didn't listen to us, did you? You completely ignored what I said.
I listened to you, George. It's Lorraine, mate. Lorraine.
We just, I don't know, we just got so excited and just kept going and going and going. We just didn't want to stop.
I'm not going to mention it again. You've started doing it now.
I gave up a long time.
I'm just going to go with it. I'm with you now. I'm with you completely. Look at this. It's unbelievable. It's absolutely beautiful, isn't it?
It's lovely.
It really is.
A stunning, stunning space. It's a knockout. I mean, it's a sort of space that you walk into and it just sort of takes your breath away.
It does. It's really exceptional.
It's the first time I've been upstairs, and I'm blown away by the sheer scale and ambition of the design. What a fantastic space. It's incredible.
Favourite spot.
Is it?
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. And it's still a bloody building site and I love it. It's not even finished yet.
Yeah.
I cannot fault Steve and Lorraine's incredible efforts, but they're only halfway through this build. The barn's not even watertight. There's over 3,000 square foot of area to be tiled, plumbed and wired, and an expensive kitchen to be installed. I really hope they found a solution to make their budget stretch to the end. So the last time we talked about money, you would have been, according to my calculations, about £30,000 to £40,000 over budget if you kept all the spec of the materials at the level you wanted and you did the work to the first floor.
Yeah.
Now you've done the work to the first floor, how can you afford it?
The only way we could do that was to actually squeeze down the prices as much as we could and just keep trimming them.
So give me an example of where you've been quite ruthless to save money.
Wages. Trevor has now gone, so we were able to carry on our own.
All by yourself?
Scary. Yeah.
For the rest of this build?
Yeah.
But you're certainly not compromising on the general standard of the build.
No, I don't think so.
It's all really good.
And it's surprised the money you can save by shopping around. Yeah.
How much money have you got left? Last time I saw you had £80,000 left in the pot.
I think we got 60 odd.
60 something.
I don't know what the odd is. We got 60 odd.
We're looking good.
You have been pretty good, but you've got to keep that going, haven't you?
We have.
Right to the very end.
Yeah, we
You've
have.
got to save every single penny you can because this is a big building. It's really big.
And I think the excitement of the dream, keep seeing the end result, pushes you. That's what keeps you going, keeps you motivated. That excited feeling inside that you're going to be here in this space, living this quality life.
Steve in particular has worked so hard to build this new life. For me, there's a strong sense he's making up for lost time.
I mean, I look at the kids I love them to death, and I just want to get this place done for them. Obviously for Lorraine. I owe Lorraine a hell of a lot, and I'm glad for my sake that I have changed. Doing all that drinking and nights out and, not giving Lorraine or the kids the support. I feel proud of myself.
At the beginning of this project, you were a doubter, really. I mean, would you say that you're a believer now, that you can believe you can do this and make it happen?
I was a doubter with some of the things she was expecting from me, and I was a doubter where the budget was concerned. But, they always say that, behind every good man there's a good woman. And I think, we are going to do it, yeah. I think you've got to believe that.
I can see a real change in Steve, and I'm not the only one.
It was very overwhelming for Steve to think, what have we taken on board here, and am I going to be able to do all this? And because he's seen it move at such a pace that it has, and the involvement that we've both got, and the commitment that we've both got, I think it's making him really optimistic now to the future and to the end. For Steve and Lorraine, the end is within their sights, and they're now working from dawn to dusk to get the barn finished. But all the late nights means family life is being sacrificed. We're sort of here till very late hours, and I'm having to now pick up the phone and say goodnight to the boys. And it's hard. The little one, he wants mum tuck him in, and I'm not there.
In Lorraine's absence, it's fallen to her mum, Lillian, to look after Jack and Kurt.
I feel for my mum because she's not a part-time nan anymore. She's had to be a full-time mother. She's had to be there to take them to the school bus, to sit and to entertain them.
Watch this, Jack, watch.
She's just taken over my role, and she's tired.
Anything I could do to help, I wouldn't hesitate to do for them. But it doesn't mean that we don't look forward to our own space. I'm sure Lorraine can't wait to get in a lovely barn, and we can't wait to be on our own and get the bungalow back to normal. But if we don't make sacrifices, then nobody can get there.
Are you ready, lads?
On site, progress is steaming ahead.
All right. Yeah.
And the huge panels of glazing can be installed.
Stunning. Here comes the other one. Oh, babe, it's gorgeous.
For the first time, the old barn is beginning to resemble a new home. But 9 months of hard labour has taken its toll on Lorraine's health.
A bit more.
All right.
She's developed a hernia and has to go back to Stoke for an operation.
It's got to a point where it's been really, really painful over the last week or so, and it's just not gone away. It's just been getting me down, and it's been difficult there, giving Steve all the support that he needs when I've not been feeling 100%. It's just two-handed jobs, everything that we tackle, and Steve needs the extra pair of hands. It just can't happen without the two of us. I'm going to miss being around him, supporting him, and feel like the whole thing's going to stop if I'm not here.
All right.
I love you.
Well, I love you too. Try, babe.
Bye.
Bye.
With Lorraine gone, the full responsibility of finishing this build now rests on Steve's shoulders. And there's still an enormous amount to do. Starting with a very complicated plumbing system, there's more than 2,000 metres of underfloor heating pipework to lay, and just not enough hours in the day.
Some days I've been getting here about 7, but I've been stopping till about 9 o'clock at night, rushing home, having a bit of tea, shower, and straight bed. And then I still wake up then about 5 o'clock in the morning, and then I start thinking, how am I going to do that? Probably lost another stone. I'm feeling it. It's just been very, very stressful.
At the bungalow, there's good news from the hospital.
Oh, that's smashing. OK, sweetheart. Love you to bits. Your mum, Jack, has had her operation, and she come out of the theatre about an hour ago, and she's doing fine. Isn't that nice? Now it's all done, let's pray that everything's fine and she can get back to normal and we can get the barn finished, and then that's it. Won't that be great, Kurt, eh? Be great.
Lorraine is on the road to recovery, but will be out of action for weeks.
It's going to be very strange not having Lorraine around. You know, I'll miss her a lot, more than what she probably thinks. I will. I'll miss the company.
But Steve's determined to rise to the challenge of finishing this home for his family.
You know, we've come this far. We're near the end now, and I know we're going to get there and do it.
It's been a year since I first met Steve and Lorraine, when their barn was no more than a 300-year-old crumbling shell. Now, I've always been excited by their vision for it, but I was worried that they'd never be able to achieve such ambitious plans on a very limited budget. I hope they prove me wrong, because after all their incredibly hard graft and sacrifice, they deserve it. Morning.
Hello.
How are you?
Good morning. Fine, thank you.
Ages. The outside looks unbelievable.
Thank you.
Absolutely beautiful. I've got butterflies, right? Oh, I mean, look at the size of it. It's like walking into a small church, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm actually a bit speechless, because I never thought you'd get this far. You must be over the moon.
We are. We're dead excited.
You have to pinch yourself sometimes to,
yeah,
you know, make us realise that this is ours.
Look at the size of this room. I can't believe it. It's absolutely massive.
We've tried to bring a little bit of new to the old, and it's worked out right.
It works. And I love the way that you've kept the trusses exposed, so you've got 1, 2, and then the third truss right on the outside. It's stunning.
Beautiful.
And the amount of work that it must have taken you to clean up all these timbers everywhere.
Hard work, lots of achy elbows and joints, yeah, but I think they look incredible and well worth the effort.
Steve and Lorraine's hard graft is evident everywhere. Every beam and every brick has been lovingly restored. And the mix of original detail with contemporary finishes looks terrific. So the kitchen is as good as the rest? Oh, look at this. It's amazing.
We wanted to get everything really nice and good quality so that nothing was shabby and nothing was going to wear out too soon. It's done. I just could never put this kind of effort into anywhere else and have the same sort of drive and feeling about it. For us, this is home forever.
And what an amazing home it is. Upstairs, the open plan design is a real success. The mezzanine leads to 2 vast bedrooms. Their stunning floor-to-ceiling glass panels provide spectacular views of the barn's dramatic roof. Steve and Lorraine's bedroom is beautiful and wonderfully romantic. I'm totally blown away by the barn's transformation, but I can't believe they've done all this on just £135,000. So come on then, the building looks fantastic, but that must have come at a very, very high price. How much did it cost you?
16 over.
16,000 over.
Is that all?
Yeah.
135,000 to 151.
Yeah.
No way.
Honestly.
Yeah.
No way. But what that proves is that because of your hard work and your relentless commitment to this project, you've saved a fortune.
Because this wouldn't be here today at the standard it is without Steve. You can have your design ideas and your dreams, but without the commitment and the sheer hard work, the dream wouldn't happen, would it?
You know, Lorraine keeps telling me I can do these things, and I keep believing it, and sure enough, we get them done.
Honestly, I'm the perfect team. The perfect team, and you know what? You deserve this more than anyone.
Oh,
God,
you do.
The Kinseys now have the perfect home. But this move was about more than bricks and mortar. It was about rebuilding their family life. Over the last year, Steve has been determined to demonstrate a new commitment to Lorraine and the boys. And Steve, I remember the chat that we had together on the beach, and you said that you really wanted to prove to Lorraine and her family that Lorraine was right to stick by you. Do you think you've done that?
You know, I've always had these promises for Lorraine, and they've always been broken. Whereas now, you know, I've got this new life. I've always wanted to prove to Lorraine how much I love her, and I will do.
You've done that 10 times over.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
It all feels so perfect.
I think our life is about to start. I want to spend a load of time with Lorraine and the kids now. And I just think they're going to love it. And we'll make sure that they love it.
With little money and even less experience, Steve and Lorraine decided to risk everything on this once derelict barn. But there was more at stake than that. They wanted to rediscover each other. It's been an exhausting and emotional year, but it's paid off. Not only have they built this stunning home, but they found the family life that they were missing, and they now look set for a wonderful future.
Historic houses, both humble and grand, have all played their part in the story of our nation. But today, many are at risk, and some in danger of being lost forever. I'm going to be following the fortunes of 6 properties, all facing their own struggle for survival.
Oh look, you can see the round!
Yeah.
Wow!
It's like walking into a kind of Tudor fantasy.
This is not quite what I was expecting.
And they all have new owners, committed to turning them into their dream home.
It's a bit like a sort of little old lady waiting for a facelift, and we're coming in to make her better.
I never ever thought I would do a project like this in my life before.
I have spent years restoring derelict old properties, and having poured everything into trying to create my perfect family home, I know what a challenge it is to rescue a precious old building.
There's a lot riding on it, and it's scary times.
Yeah, we love it, we want to finish it, but sometimes it just feels like too much.
It's Restoration Home. I love it here in Norfolk. I love the wide open land and the vast skies. But historically,
It's a difficult place to make your mark. There's very little decent building stone here, so craftspeople have had to resort to using just flint or mud. So any house that has withstood these elements for hundreds of years is going to be in a pretty frail state. Renovating a house in this landscape is going to cost, and not just financially.
This is the old manor in the central Norfolk village of Sayham Toney, a Grade 2 listed house that dates back centuries but has accumulated an extraordinary mixture of architectural styles along the way. It's a house that's full of history, but the question is, can it be unlocked before it's too late? Old Manor is on her last legs, beset with damp, woodworm and Deathwatch beetle. You'd think this was the last restoration project anyone would consider taking on, but the old manor has found an eager would-be saviour. This hodgepodge of an historic building has been bought by solicitor Polly Grief and her husband Eric.
That beam up there, look, you can see it's got some kind of a mould on it.
That needs changing.
When you walk into a house, sometimes there are friendly houses and there are unfriendly houses, and this one is a friendly house. It's a bit like a sort of little old lady waiting for a facelift, and we're coming in to make her better.
An expensive facelift.
Yeah. I should never be able to afford one for myself as I pay for this.
A lot of the building looks like it needs far more serious surgery.
Is rotten.
Is it crumbly? Oh, God. The world thinks I'm completely mad, but sometimes you just got to go with your heart. If you're going to take on a challenge, you might as well take on a big one.
That was made the day you were born.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Souvenir.
As you're older than I am.
The connection Polly instantly feels with the old manor somehow overrides any of her doubts.
It's this staircase that really made me fall in love with this house. It's so solid. It's proper English oak. You can't shake this banister. Even though the rest of it might be crumbling around my ears, this is still here and it's not going anywhere.
Polly paid £400,000 to buy the old manor, but at the moment she and Eric live 200 miles away in Liverpool. She's been married to her French husband for 29 years.
He retired from a very demanding career in forensic psychology, dealing with paedophiles and rapists and murderers. He spends his time in his garden and brings me roses, which is more than I can ask of anyone, really.
Say please, say please. Please, 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 please. You're a good girl, you're a good girl.
Polly's work as a solicitor is based in London, though she spends most of her time travelling or working from home. With 3 grown-up sons who've fled the nest, she's decided it's now time she and Eric move to the country. They've chosen Norfolk because that's where Polly's side of the family originally comes from. She will be managing this restoration, but they both see the old manor and the 2 acres of land that came with it as a legacy for their children and grandchildren.
For us, it's very deep inside. We need to be passing on something, but not just money.
It's about the idea of dynasty, about the idea of family buying a piece of land, buying a house, doing up a house, and staying in that house, and moving that house on down the generations.
The other attraction of Norfolk is that Polly and Eric's grandchildren are also living here.
What's that? It's so neat. It's a stone, isn't it? Is that a funny one? I'm a hands-on grandma, just like I was a hands-on mum, so it's important.
Polly's 25-year-old son Max and his young family live a short distance from the old manor. It means Max, who's a builder, can help out with the restoration.
I think it's a very beautiful house. It needs a lot of work, and that's why I'm on the job, ready to do it. My parents have looked after me and brought me up very well, so about time I paid them back a bit, I think, you know.
Polly dreams of the day when she can move her huge family dining table from Merseyside to Norfolk.
When I was looking for a house to buy, it had to be a house that could accommodate this table. So this table will be going into the panelled room, the Jacobean panelled room in the manor.
The oak panelling in the old manor's ground floor dining room has managed to survive for 400 years, but today it's seriously at risk.
I've loved this room ever since I first saw it. Needs attention. Over on the other side of the room, it's got Death Watch beetle in it. So I want to save this. It's got drawing pins in it. It's been battered. It's been generally knocked about a lot, but it's still very, very beautiful.
Throughout the house, there might be other costly surprises lying in wait. Polly's son Max fears the extensive 20th century repairs to the old manor's pebble dash walls could be hiding very bad news.
Unfortunately, in the 60s, this greyer stuff is the concrete render that the 60s people decided to spoil the house with, which is not allowing the oak beams to breathe. They all got dry rot and woodworm and everything due to the fact that they put this on.
They've yet to discover how big a problem they have on their hands.
All the beams you can see in here, look, it looks like a honeycomb. It's all very easy to break. That's why we've got to take the whole lot off, all of this off, and check each beam.
Polly has hired a firm of architectural consultants to draw up the restoration plans and manage the build. She's received listed building consent from the local planning authority for what she wants to do. The most radical part of the restoration involves adding a 3-storey extension at one end of the building. It will give the old manor a modern kitchen and dining area. The 3 existing ground floor rooms will be restored as a formal dining room, living room and study. Upstairs will be 3 bedrooms and a new standalone bathroom on the 1st floor, with a 4th bedroom and ensuite bathroom at attic level. Polly's restoration of the old manor isn't going to come cheap.
We're looking to spend between 200,000 and 300,000 to get it to be the sort of splendid house that it's going to be in the end.
Eric is on a modest pension, and Polly is the main breadwinner now. She will be relying mainly on her income as a company solicitor to fund and drive this restoration forward. But it won't be enough to see the whole restoration through.
If we can sell the house in Liverpool, then that's fine. I've got enough to cover it. But it's juggling the financial balls, which are keeping them all in the air while getting this project finished, which is going to be the major problem I can see.
If they can sell the Liverpool house, Polly thinks the restoration of the old manor could be finished in around 18 months.
It's obviously going to be an enormous amount of work, which half terrifies and half thrills me. I can't imagine a better feeling than seeing something like this come together, almost to raising this house from the ashes. So that I can't really see that there's going to be much more excitement in any kind of restoration project than that.
If Polly manages to save this building, it won't just be a triumph for her and her family, because buried in the old manor's crumbling DNA are century after century of precious British history. But it's a history that's going to take some serious detective work to unravel. Starting with the Doomsday Book, Dr. Kate Williams will try and find the earliest historical references to the house and land that Polly and Eric have bought. And architectural expert Kieran Long begins his investigation by trying to make sense of the extraordinary mixture of styles on display in one building.
Well, it doesn't look that special in some ways. It's a bit of a pebble-dashed haunted house. But there are already some things that are really interesting about it. These fantastic chimney stacks, they're really spectacular. And then the other funny thing is that there are all sorts of little baubles all around it that are kind of have been used to pretty it up a bit. You know, these funny minaret towers and even this kind of bay window here with its rather strange balustrade.
On the western side of the house, there are clues as to how old it might be.
We've got this kind of typical suburban pebble dashing, and then in front of us here, in a way, something that is unmistakably ancient fabric. This, could be 16th century, perhaps even older than that. You can tell by the proportions of the door, first of all. People were shorter. It's as simple as that. So if this is 500 years old, the average height of a farmer in Norfolk would probably be a head shorter than me. So this would have been fine.
But it's on the other side of the house, where the modern concrete render has fallen away and exposed original timbers, that Kieran finds the clearest evidence yet the old manor started life as a medieval building.
Perhaps at first glance you might expect this to be a brick house that's been rendered, been pebble dashed, but no, much older style of construction with a timber frame and this adobe wall, as you can see, sort of falling to pieces, this mud wall. Now, that puts this back in the 15th or 16th century in terms of construction. There's not a lot of stone in Norfolk, so this was a kind of typical construction of that era for this part of the world.
Inside the house, there's more evidence of very old construction methods in the partition walls.
You have these just branches, birch tree, perhaps maybe an oak tree, but they're just thin branches laid vertically. They would have been bound together somehow as a kind of base on which to put the render and the plaster. The quality of this wood and the condition of this wood is extremely impressive, and it's because it's just been treated the way it should be treated. It has lime plaster over the top and it's allowed to breathe, so it's not rotting away like the timbers we saw outside.
It's difficult to tell how long a house with walls of timber and mud might have stood on this site, but Kieran has already discovered there's far more to the old manor than hodgepodge and pebble dash.
It's an amazing survival in a way, isn't it? No doubt there's been a farmhouse here of some kind for a very long time, and there are traces of that original building that we can still see today.
Kate Williams wants to find out if the old manor is mentioned in one of our oldest historical documents of all. The Domesday Book has been described as England's greatest treasure. It was William the Conqueror's guide to all the taxable land in his kingdom in the year 1086.
I'm looking at the facsimile of the Domesday Book here in the National Archives. It's really a most incredible document. It's almost like the whole of the 11th century is at my fingertips and about to come to life. So I'm looking here at the Norfolk section of the Domesday Book, and this is essentially the index. Here we have all the lords of the manor in the area, the real big wigs.
Kate finds a reference to 60 acres of land in Sayham, where the old manor is located. There's no mention of a house, but at the time of the Domesday Book, a manor meant far more than just a building.
A manor is a huge and important thing in the 11th century. A man who's in charge of this, he's got serfs, he's got knights, I mean, he has his own personal army.
It turns out the man who owned Polly's land 20 years after the Norman conquest was Roger Bigot, a powerful ally of King William and one of the first Earls of Norfolk. It was Roger Bigot and his family who built the impressive 12th century Framlingham Castle, just 40 miles from the old manor. Polly's house might not be mentioned in the Domesday Book, but there's no doubt its timber frame has been supporting the building for centuries. What Kieran finds upstairs confirms the scale of the restoration Polly has on her hands.
The revealing thing up here is just what a terrible state this structure is in. Look at the size of this timber and how much load this must be carrying, and it's just sheared through almost, hasn't it?
Scattered throughout the house are important clues to its history.
This doorway is really quite finely made. There's even coats of arms here and so on.
In the entrance hall are pieces of stained glass that once belonged in a medieval religious building.
To me, this is kind of an incredible survival and something really, really precious and beautiful.
It's summer 2011, 9 months after Polly and Eric bought the house. The planning is over and at last the restoration of Old Manor is underway. To inspect the roof timbers which make up the Old Manor's skeletal frame, Polly and the builders have agreed that all the roof tiles need to be removed. It means erecting scaffolding over the whole house, which will also allow the concrete render on the walls to be taken off, so damp in the Old Manor's supporting timbers can be properly assessed. With Polly's dream family home shrouded in weatherproofing, I'm paying my first visit to find out how she feels about what lies ahead.
We've got to get the plastic over to take the roof off. We've got to get the plastic over to get the rendering off. So the scaffolding being up is the real kick-off point. This is where it actually really begins.
But there's no actual restoration possible yet. Polly's still at the stage of investigating what might be wrong with the place she's bought.
This is a massive undertaking for you, because you could buy land, you could come home to Norfolk, buy land and a nice simple house that you could do quite quickly, but you've decided to plough all your energy into this because...
This house just called to me. I must have looked at about 200 or 300 houses. Easily, when I came down, I visited every house I could think, every house that could possibly fit my dining table. I just don't know, I just saw it and I wanted it. And I saw it and I fell in love with it and I thought, this is the house that I want to make home.
In the site porter cabin, Polly shows me her plans for the new extension to her Grade 2 listed house. It's going at the north end of the building, where she was allowed to demolish the 19th century outhouse and positively encouraged by the local conservation officer to build something modern.
We talked a lot about evolution of the building.
Yeah.
And he told me quite categorically that if I wanted to put an extension on the end, I would have to replace it with something which was 21st century. I couldn't replace it with a facsimile of what was there. And so I thought, well, if I'm going to do this, I don't want to build something ordinary. I want something extraordinary. I want something in keeping with the house. One of the things I love about this house so much are the sort of pointed eaves and the feeling of height and the great long chimneys. And I wanted something which kept the same sort of skyward emphasis.
Absolutely. And you've done that. So this here, this is glass, and this is your kitchen.
Yes.
And this up here is...
That side will be my dressing room, and that side is my new bathroom on the first floor.
A few months ago, Polly thought the total cost of the restoration might come to between £200,000 and £300,000. As the builders start to assess the extent of the work that might be needed, she's had to think again.
Did you pay $400,000 for the house?
For the house, yeah.
For the house and the plot of land it sits in?
Yes.
And what's your budget, Polly?
I shan't be cutting my throat if I have to pay the purchase price over again.
Okay.
But at the moment, it'll cost what it costs. I have money set aside, and fortunately, I also have a job which will pay me sufficient to be able to carry on putting money aside.
I'm glad that you are looking at it in those terms, because I think it is going to take a lot of money, because it's very detailed, very beautiful, complex. It's fragile.
Three weeks later, the roof of the old manor has been stripped bare. And the concrete render on the walls is being prized off to get a closer look at the timbers that have been suffocating behind it. It's not good news. The builders are finding more damage by deathwatch beetle, an insect native to Britain that thrives on the fungal decay caused by damp. Its name comes from the ominous tapping sound the adult insects make in the rafters of old churches. But it's the deathwatch beetle's larvae that bore through the timber in the most devastating way.
That's what deathwatch beetle does. Basically turns wood into honeycomb, just falls apart in your hands. And just chew through all the wood. Yeah, they're the ones that have done the most damage, but then there's termites and whatever else we can find in there.
Some of these timbers might survive with repair and treatment, but many will need replacing.
This is all the dust from the larvae and stuff. Like I say, at the top this bit of wood looks all right, but then you get down here and it's just pretty poor.
As the builders try to get to grips with one alarming problem, they uncover another. It turns out the concrete render that caused so much damage by sealing in damp has actually been helping the building to stay standing.
We think the render is pretty much holding the walls together at the minute. So by taking this render off, effectively we're weakening the walls.
With the walls now stripped back to their centuries-old timber and mud, the builders are taking no chances. They're fitting temporary bracing to the old manor's exposed original structure.
At the moment, we're having to take a slow approach because the house is unstable. Well, we believe it's unstable at this present moment in time.
Old Manor is now at its most vulnerable. Stripped of its roof and walls, it's now just the skeleton of the old Tudor house it started its life as. Inside, though, there are puzzles to the building's history that Kieran wants to solve. The beautiful stained glass windows seem out of character in this old house. So how did they get there? Norwich is just 30 miles from Saint-Tony. In medieval times, this was the second biggest city in the country and was home to over 50 churches. It became a centre of excellence for stained glass making. St Peter Mancroft Church has some of its finest. Here, Kieran has tracked down expert David King.
One of the main reasons, of course, we've come to talk to you about this is this picture, which is from the old manor, of what we always thought looked like a piece of medieval stained glass, but had no idea where it might have come from.
Well, the first thing it shouts out from this picture to me that it's made in Norwich.
Right. What tells you it's made in Norwich so immediately?
Well, that is actually the style. There is one motif which is these little trefoils along the hem there.
Right. Okay. The two bishops depicted at the top there.
Yeah.
They really have a lot of similarities.
Well, they do. Yes. I mean, if you look at the mitre, there's got these little circles round the edge. The same with the crozier.
Yes.
And the posers are not dissimilar.
It could indeed be the same.
Yeah.
The same person.
I think you have to go to the church where I think it comes from.
Oh, really? Right.
And that will give us some historical background. Which
so you think you know the precise location where this was taken?
I think I do, yes.
This is an amazing breakthrough. David believes he knows where the glass was originally from.
I've got a picture here, a black and white photograph of some of a window in Great Cressingham Church, which is not far from the manor house. And I think that this panel here comes from that place there, because this glass doesn't belong there.
Right.
And it's a different style. One thing you need to know about this is that it's inside out. It does happen that glass gets put inside out.
So somebody just found it attractive, wanted to knock together a bit of a surround for it, and didn't think about which way it was facing.
No, quite, no. Right. So when this was the other way round, it was a matching figure to this one, and they stood facing each other. The two bishops, they stood facing each other, and that's where I think it came from, that panel there.
Great Cressingham Church is just a few miles east of Saint-Tony. So could this be the place where Old Manor's stained glass originally came from? If it is, it's a remarkable piece of historical detective work.
It's so extraordinary, really, to stand here and be in front of the window that David King pointed us to. There are these 6 openings which once held 6 bishops, and they still do, but we can see that the third from the left opening contains a different kind of bishop. This is clearly a replacement, and this is the very spot where Old Manor's bishop once was. And we know that because, just as David described to us, it mirrors precisely the form of the bishop on the opposing 4th opening. So that light, the distinctive shape of the panel containing the head, is not mirrored here, but is in old manors. So we know that's exactly the spot it was originally placed.
It's most likely that the glass was removed from the church after the Reformation and then later sold on. It was happening to churches all over the country and meant that stained glass and other artefacts ended up on the open market. Kieran has come down to Strawberry Hill in southwest London. In the 18th century, it was the home of historian, art enthusiast and collector Sir Horace Walpole.
One of the things about Strawberry Hill that's so extraordinary is all of the stained glass that Walpole collected from a wide variety of sources to kind of piece together in these windows, and the windows that he designed and created. So really, like Old Manor, it has this kind of feeling of stuff just drawn from many different sources according to taste, to give the house a sense of the ancient, a sense of heritage, a sense of kind of origins, if you like. It was Walpole who, in bringing all of this stained glass together, started a craze, a mania for buying old stained glass and just applying it in domestic buildings. So at the Old Manor, there's something of the same sensibility, although without the kind of artistic control. There's this idea that if you bring together pieces of old stuff and collage it and arrange it in the right kind of way, you can bring some instant heritage, some kind of ersatz history to your own family. And I think that's what's going on at the Old Manor.
Back at the site, the contractors have uncovered a major problem. With all the concrete pebble dash removed, site manager Nick has realised that the whole building is going to need underpinning.
The house was constructed onto a compressed sand and flint base. It stood the test of time, but because we're pulling the house apart, we've now freed up a lot of timbers and walls, which would enable it to move a little bit more than what it originally would have done. And if we're going to put an extension onto the side of the house, we need the two to sort of like move together, if at all, really. What we can't afford to have is the original move-in and the new stood still.
Underpinning the house involves digging out over 1 metre of earth from under the walls, then inserting a concrete footing and a layer of bricks to deepen the foundations. Nick is overseeing a very careful, methodical operation.
Because we've got such an unstable wall, we have to attack it bit by bit. If we took the whole section of the wall out, the whole house could drop. So we're doing it in metre square sections. That measurement we've agreed with our engineer. We dig a hole, we then miss one and move on to dig the next one. And it just gives us that support on the house whilst we're digging. Once we've cast the concrete in the first hole, we can then dig the second hole, and it's a process that we repeat right round the house.
It's the last thing that Polly wanted to hear. The underpinning work means delays and more bills. With the Liverpool house still unsold, money is beginning to be a problem.
It's cost around 30,000 altogether, so it was very expensive, not just in terms of actual work, but all of the ancillary costs. You know, the porter cabins and the skips and all of the things that you have to hire are still on site for many more months than they needed to be. With a house of this age, there's always likely to be things which come up, and there is a certain amount of contingency in the budget, but it's been a bit of a blow.
As the builders wrestle with the very foundations of the house, historian Kate Williams wants to try and find out who actually lived in the old manor all those centuries ago. She's come to the County Record Office in Norwich to consult a unique set of antiquarian volumes about Norfolk's past.
What I really want to look at is the Francis Bloomfield's history of Norfolk that he wrote in the 1740s and 1750s and was finally published in the early 19th century. It's an invaluable insight into Norfolk throughout the ages, and he goes right back to the medieval times.
Kate discovers the land in Sayham Tony, originally owned by Roger Bygott in the Domesday Book, is known by a specific name from some point in the Middle Ages.
This is a completely new name here, Pages Manor, which wasn't in the Domesday Book, and I think it's pretty interesting because the Old Manor stands on Pages Lane, so it seems very much as if Pages Manor is the same place as the Old Manor.
Looking at later documents, Kate learns that by the 17th century, the land had a house on it called Pages Place. Whoever owned the house in this period added the oak-panelled Jacobean dining room. And it's here that the builders have found yet another problem. This wall is on the verge of collapse. The base of a timber-framed building is supported by crucial horizontal beams called the sole plate. But the centuries-old beams in the corner of the house have rotted away.
The original sole plate of the house sat at such a level that the ground level was actually in line with the sole plate, so any moisture from the ground was being drawn in by the timbers. The timbers above it were drawing in the moisture as well, and therefore the bottom halves of the timbers had all perished.
To make matters worse, this is the end of the building where the new extension will go. It's an emergency that requires a new oak sole plate to save the Jacobean room and stabilise the house.
The sole plate is quite a substantial sized piece of timber, and it's basically, that will now take the weight off the frame. That is your rock, really.
Weighing around half a tonne, the new oak beam is carefully manoeuvred into place. New mortise joints have been cut, so the sole plate should slot into the original timbers above. One false move by site manager Nick, operating the telehandler, could be disastrous.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Yep.
Eventually, the new timber is coaxed into place, and, for now at least, everyone can breathe a sigh of relief.
We'll underpin all this, remove all this old brickwork, concrete under it, and then that'll be bricked up right underneath the wood tight.
This wood now takes the weight of everything above it, and once we've got the foundation, like Kev said, there should be no room for it to move. We'll have a solid wall, and then that will tie in nicely with the extension that we put on the side of the house.
With the underpinning underway and the new sole plate in place, the restoration is finally moving forward. Old Manor is still a fragile building, but she is no longer on the critical list.
It's always alarming to see your house stripped back to the bare bones, with nothing to protect it from the elements apart from a flimsy piece of plastic just flapping in the breeze. And the Old Manor is particularly vulnerable at the moment, with Polly's costs escalating and disaster waiting around every corner. But no one could love this house as much as Polly does. She has fallen under the spell of its magnificent chimney stacks and its beautiful wooden panelling.
You don't start something and then just walk away and throw your hands up in the air just because it gets difficult. People have said to me that why don't you just bulldoze it or let it fall down by itself? But no, that's not what I'm about. That's not what this project is about. The project is about getting this house back into a livable state for me and for my family.
Practically the only structure unaffected by the work so far are the chimneys, and architectural expert Kieran wants to know why Old Manor has such an impressive set. He's come to Framlingham Castle in Suffolk, where he hopes to find some answers. When Roger Bygot's family built this castle in the 12th century, it was a revolutionary building.
This is the place where the idea of chimneys began in England. These were flues that were part of, if you like, a transformation in British architecture and domestic architecture, which goes from having a fire in the middle of the room and a hole in the roof to having a fireplace in the wall and a flue taking the fumes up and away and out through a chimney stack. And of course there are Tudor chimney stacks also on top of these more ancient medieval flues. So this is also a place where the chimney stack becomes incredibly important as a decorative piece, as an expression of wealth and power and, you know, and cultivation.
The Tudor chimneys at Framlingham Castle were added in the 1500s. The main chimney stack at the old manor is believed to have been added less than 100 years later.
When you look at the brickwork, there are real similarities with old manors, these kind of thin bricks from the Tudor period. And you can tell by their proportions that they're not the bricks of today. This is a kind of older style.
In the County Records Office in Norwich, Kate has had a breakthrough. In a 400-year-old document, she's uncovered the name of the owner who could have commissioned the grander features of the old manor, then known as Page's Place.
Looking under Page's Place here in the Record Office, I found a will that relates directly to it. It's a will from 1612 by one Edward Goff of Thraxton. This is the first time I've actually found a reference to someone who lived at our house, Page's Place, and going right back to 1612.
The will suggests the owner of Page's Place was a wealthy and generous figure, supporting almshouses and the local poor.
Edward Goff was a really important philanthropist. Page's Place gives an annuity of over £5 a year, and that's going to be used to maintain a free school that he set up in Sayham Tony. And what it's essentially doing is making sure that the community survives without him.
Edward Goff died right in the middle of the Jacobean era, the early 1600s. That date is a near-perfect match for the date of the old manor's oak-panelled dining room, which was built around a fireplace with a central flue, topped by those spectacular Tudor-style chimney stacks.
It's very likely that the house we see today, or at least the core of it built round the chimney, was built by Edward Goff in the late 16th and early 17th century. So this is the man who built the house we have today.
400 years later, Polly's workforce is still in the process of rescuing the Jacobean panelled room from collapse. New timber sole plates have now been fitted at the base of 3 supporting walls, and the foundations are being completed using traditional materials.
We're just bricking up underneath this beam to support it, and there'll be a new brick and flint work skin around the outside that will match in with the existing. We use lime mortar, and we have to use the old-fashioned red bricks, reclaimed, and then flint work, that's all reclaimed as well. You're just using a heap of rubble virtually, and you end up with something that's going to be there for a long while, you know.
The old manor has now been covered in scaffolding for 4 months, and until all the underpinning is finished, the real work of restoration cannot begin. Polly, working flat out in her job as a solicitor, is counting the cost in time and money.
I suppose I've spent about 100,000 so far, and to be honest, it doesn't look like a house anymore. It's just like a chimney with a whole load of sticks around it. So it's not terribly impressive for the amount I've laid out. You have to do the underpinning, you have to do the treatment of the wood, but it does seem to be that it's costing a fortune, and I've got nothing there to show for it but a skeleton house.
To make matters worse, the one thing that would have eased Polly's financial worries simply hasn't happened.
I had planned originally, when taking on the project, to finance it by the sale of the house in Liverpool. Unfortunately, due to the credit crunch and the general downturn, it hasn't sold. So I'm having to find the money for the rest of the project out of my own finances, which is quite hard going sometimes. My whole future is invested in the Norfolk house. It's just frustrating that it's going so incredibly slowly and it's costing so very much. You get a vision, you start working, and then it starts hitting you in the pocket, and it hurts a lot more than you think it's going to.
2 months later, the old manor is still waiting for a way out of its troubles. The house in Liverpool remains unsold, With Eric retired, the main financial strain is falling on Polly.
She's paying two mortgages, which are enormous, but she will never show it.
Even to you?
No, not even to me, you know. We do have argument. You cannot marry a Frenchman or not have an argument with a Frenchman. But, you know, we always find out the solution to everything.
There's no going back now for you as a family, is there? You've got to finish this house because you can't sell it.
No, we have to finish it. We have to finish it, and it will be finished. It looks bad, but it's not that bad. It's not that bad, you know. I've seen worse, you know, I've seen worse.
Have you, Eric?
Yes.
Because I've seen a lot of houses, and that one looks pretty frail to me. Eric and Polly visit the old manor whenever they can, staying in the caravan they have on site. Eric didn't like the house at first, but he always supported Polly in her dream.
To say the truth, you know, I hated the house. When I saw the house, you know, and I said, oh, it was like a ruin. You couldn't do anything. You wouldn't be able to live in it. You wouldn't even put your dog in it. And it's only for the last 3 or 4 months, since they removed all the rendering and all the plastering, that I fell in love with the house because of the beams. I love this house because of the wood, you know. Baby, come and see Dad. Come.
Where I see frailty in the old beams, Eric now sees something different.
You know, without the wall, without a roof, you can still see how beautiful it could look. Look at the top one. Doesn't it look like a boat?
It does look like a boat.
Look. Seeing those perfect beams,
yes,
straight beam coming down, which have moved and bent a bit with the time, you know. Enormous beam on the side, which has been eaten by whatever they call it.
It's a death watch beetle. Is it death watch? Yeah.
Death watch.
Yeah.
You know, and they all need replacing, but you know, it's there. It's there. You got the skeleton. Now you just have to put the skin on it, and that's it. And he walks.
Despite all that's happened, it seems nothing can dent Polly's dream of the old manor becoming her perfect family home. Has there ever been a moment when you thought, I really wish I hadn't taken this on?
Not yet.
Really?
No, not
really,
yet.
Polly? Never
No,
a
really,
moment?
really.
Never a moment of thinking, why did I start? Why did I start? This is just
Only when I have to find the money. When I have to find the money for stuff, I think, oh, I could spend this money on something else.
Yeah.
But no, it's something, you know, when I've got a vision of what it's going to be, and you have to go through the lows as well as the highs, and I have more idea of exactly what I'm going to do decoration-wise and where I'm going to put stuff.
Oh, I love you. You're talking about decoration. Look at
I'm standing here in a pile of sticks and I'm talking about decoration.
Hang on to the acro prop and tell me about where the sofa's going to go.
Over there.
Bless your heart. In the course of this restoration, Polly has faced problem after problem. So it's difficult to believe that the old manor could possibly have another setback in store. Least of all what was to happen just a few weeks after my visit. Polly's son Max discovers the house has been broken into and trashed.
Someone, we're not sure who, has come in during the evening when no one's here. They've put holes in the ceilings in pretty much each room.
The ceiling of the 400-year-old Jacobean panelled room, only recently saved from collapse, has been ripped open. A whole wall supporting part of the solid oak staircase that Polly loves has been kicked in.
There was a wall coming to here, and this is now levitating. The whole floor here is, for the stairs, is now not safe at all, so if anyone stands on that, it's broken.
It's just the sheer mindless idiocy of people who come in with no intent other than to do damage. which I can't understand, and having spoken to various people in the village, no one else understands either.
The vandals nearly escaped with one precious piece of the old manor's fabric, the finely carved door frame with a coat of arms which used to be in the entrance hall.
There was, in here, a beautiful archway carved out years ago. So they pulled the whole frame and the post out of the wall and attempted to steal it. But fortunately, our neighbour has a light and he's flashed the light and scared them off. It is a bit of a shock to think that people would do something like this maliciously, really.
It makes us more determined than ever to get this house into a state where we can actually live in it and make it beautiful again.
The police are investigating, but for the moment at least, the restoration of Old Manor has been put on hold. With her Liverpool house still unsold, Polly has run out of money and all building work has stopped. Our historical investigation, though, can continue. The damaged archway has been locked away, but it does have an intriguing carving on its top corner, a coat of arms. Kate wants to know if this will provide another clue to the old manor's history. She's tracked down Ron Fisk, a local heraldry expert.
This to you, Ron, looks like a coat of arms of the Tudor period. We're going right back to the 16th century here with this family.
Yeah, you can tell that a little from the shape of the shield
Right.
and the fact that there's a little bit of curling over at the top. Where it's divided in two, it actually represents a marriage. And this left-hand side would be the gentleman, and the right-hand side is his wife.
Right.
The man's coat of arms is an unusual coat. There are not too many people who have this wavy bend.
So a bit like a snake, doesn't it?
And that family is a family called Goldingham.
Oh.
And I can show you that in here. You see, you've got the same...
Oh, yes, exactly the
same
same.
wavy
That's
bend
fascinating.
here. We know that he died in 1516, so that confirms that it is a Tudor coat of arms, as in does the shape of the shield.
The Goldinghams had their seat at Belstead Hall in Suffolk, which is over 50 miles away from Sayham Tony. So how did the Tudor archway, with its coat of arms, find its way to the old manor?
I think it must have been imported into the house.
They must have bought it.
Belstead has been much altered. And we know from other records that a visitor to Belstead Hall found a lot of loose carvings and mouldings.
Interesting.
And so it's quite possible that somebody doing a house in Norfolk would look for artefacts to put in his house.
So, I mean, it could have been in the 18th, 19th century. We don't know when they might have actually purchased it.
That's right.
So the vandalised 500-year-old Tudor archway and the stained glass were brought into the old manor as part of an 18th or 19th century makeover, a fashionable pretension of the period to use architectural salvage to give the house some history. It's now 2 months on, and I'm on my way to Old Manor for my final visit to find out what the latest is with this troubled restoration. First, though, Kate and Kieran are bringing Polly and Eric up to date with all they've discovered about their building's past.
You are doing it up. I mean, you're doing a big change, a big DIY job. But throughout history, other people have been doing it up. They've added extra chimneys, they've added bits of glass. It's constantly been a house.
Not its first facelift.
No, I think so. There's a lot of facelifts through the years, and that's why I love it.
Perhaps it's fair to say this is a building that's never been finished.
No, and it probably never will be finished.
Kate has unearthed one of the earliest documents that relate to the old manor, the will of Edward Gough in 1612.
This Edward Gough was a very important philanthropist, and what's marvellous is that he founded the school in Sayham Tony. I don't know whether you knew that. No, so you know the school quite well.
Of course.
So yes, on the house just nearby, there's a
It's just on the other side of the road. I've seen the plaque, but I've never read it.
So he's the owner of Page's Place, and he also installed the school. So you didn't know that at all?
No, I had no idea.
But the thing I must say that I love the most about your house
are my windows.
It's so beautiful, isn't it? It's just one of the gems of it.
I assumed that it was stolen at some point from a church.
Well, we assumed the same thing.
Yes.
I think you're absolutely right. This is stolen property. There were several studios working in Norwich at the time, but probably the most prominent was a man called John Whiten. And this is almost certainly the work of the Whiten Workshop, which dates it to between 1420 and 1425, which is an ancient piece of glass, and also one of the finest pieces of glass possible to find in Norfolk.
It's extraordinary. It's utterly extraordinary. Yes, I'm very happy to know that it's even though it's perhaps stolen property or borrowed property in some way. It's been saved, even if it's in a secular setting. It is safe.
Eric, you weren't that fond of the house initially.
I hated it.
You hated it. Does finding out this history, exploring about the history, make you think about it in a different way?
I've really fallen in love with it. But having on top of that some history, I feel so proud. I don't feel so little anymore, you know. I feel I can breathe, you know, and be proud of what we're doing.
Still wrapped in scaffolding 9 months after it went up, this fascinating old house is far from complete.
Absolutely.
So on my final visit to Old Manor, I've come to find out how Polly and Eric are coping. Well, looking at it, nothing's changed really, has it?
Not a lot.
You could have built a new house
Yes.
for the amount of money and time you've put into this. You probably would have spent less and had well, you'd certainly be in by now if you built a new house, wouldn't you?
Yes. Oh, yes.
That's not what we set out to do. We set out to renovate an old building and to do our bit for sort of the evolution of it.
It's better not to hurry it. We're only in our 50s. You know, we've got another 50 years to live.
I don't think I've got another 50 years for the revisit though, Eric, so so trot on. Eric is as determined as Polly to see this massive project completed. And as I see the damage done from the break-in for the first time, it's not surprising to see why they were both deeply affected by it. They've actually done quite a lot of damage here. How does it make you feel, Eric?
Well, when I saw that, I didn't want to come back in the house for quite a while.
You're really furious about it.
Well, I'm very angry because it's not... It's like attacking the roots of a family, you know. It's an old house. It's got some history and etc. It should be respected.
Polly's beloved panelled room wasn't spared either. I'm so sorry, Polly. It's really a shame. I'm so sorry.
Well, life is like that. We'll still get it done and we'll spite them all.
So this is all new, isn't it? This underpinning.
Yep, that's the thousands and thousands of pounds worth of underpinning.
Is it?
Doesn't look much, does it?
It doesn't look much, but it is holding the room up.
It's one small victory, if you like, in a catalogue of half victories. It's all good. I come in here when I want to recharge my batteries, if you like. I go put my hands on the wall over there and just sort of commune with my house. I come over and try.
What do you say to it?
Well, not a lot. It's mostly internal. I just tell it from my head. It's that everything's okay. We're getting there. It's all right. Don't worry. Don't panic. Don't panic.
How do you remain so upbeat when everything around you is literally collapsing?
There is no point in getting downhearted.
I know, I understand that. There is no point, but you know, I've been there myself, and even though you know there's no point in getting, you still do get downhearted, and you don't seem to be affected by it.
Well, no. I suppose it may well be genetic. I'm a glass 3/4 full girl. Always have been, really.
Polly's optimism is not misplaced. They still haven't sold the Liverpool house, but she has managed to secure new funds with the Building Society. It will allow them to start building again. They've already spent £100,000 on this restoration, and they think they'll need to spend another £250,000 to finish it. Here we are, in a scene of devastation. But they're starting work again, the builders?
Yes.
When's that?
It should be 26th, 28th of the month of April.
So that would have been a 5-month break.
Yeah.
Starting again in April.
Yep.
Whole job will be finished by, give me a date.
Well, I think we have a bit of a dispute over this because I'm optimistic and saying that it will be done by Christmas 2012. And Eric says?
I'm optimistic, thinking that it'll be summer 2013.
And will it have been worth every penny?
Every single round one. It will be absolutely worth it.
Polly didn't have to take on this building. Let's face it, for a lot less heartache and a lot less money, she could have built a whole new one. So why didn't she? Well, she wanted to create a family home that was rich in history, in character. There was each new addition to the old manor house, whether it be the fabulous chimney stacks or the stained glass windows. This place has become richer, more interesting, but I think even more significant than that is Polly's input. The way she has just ploughed on regardless, whatever has been thrown at her. Polly often refers to this building as a frail old lady. Well, I don't know when this place will be finished, but there's one